High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And welcome to another edition of North Idaho Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. I'm Ryan Skaggs, joined by Brandon Fury, the man, the myth, the legend, the Lakeland legend, with me here in the booth for tonight's ball game. As we got a dandy of a game, the #4 Lakeland Hawks coming into this game, taking on Sandpoint, receiving votes. They're just on the outside. They're #6 in the rankings, at least as far as media and coaches poll goes. But what should be an amazing football game set up for tonight.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, we got two powerhouse football teams coming in here, and don't let the record of Sandpoint fool you. They've played a very tough schedule this year, and don't be surprised. It's going to be a great game. I see a very heavy run attack from both teams. We've seen it from Sandpoint last week against Lake City, and we know that's Lakeland's bread and butter is Cornish and Calder.
Yeah, so we got the running attack of the Hawks, but I mean, don't count out obviously the arm of Parker Pettit on the other side of the ball for Sandpoint. The quarterback, he's all-state caliber player, getting Division I and FCS looks as well. So the senior signal caller for the Bulldogs is as advertised. But the thing that we've seen, I think, kind of the understated kind of calling card of the Lakeland Hawks from this year, I think, has been the offensive line. It's something that we haven't really seen them hang their hat on for quite a few years. But this offensive line for the Lakeland Hawks is absolutely unbelievable in the run game.
Yeah, no doubt. And they've been blowing every team I've watched them play this year. They blow them back a couple yards, and I think that's going to be a big key for Sandpoint. If they're going to want to slow down this run attack that's so potent there for the Hawks, they're going to have to, create some pressure with their defensive line. It's not going to get done with the linebackers. We've seen it against Post Falls. Post Falls had great linebackers that were flying to the ball, but with that push from the offensive line, they were able to run all over the Trojans. So for Sandpoint, they're going to have to figure out a way to create some pressure back there and disrupt Cornish getting through the hole so quickly.
And the question's going to be is can, the Lakeland offensive line to get that push into the second level. I mean, Sandpoint's linebacking core, you've got Wimmer and Hughes back there along with all-state linebacker Wes Benefield. He's their Mike linebacker. You got three studs back there, 4 yards off the ball for Sandpoint. But, you looked at what the Lakeland offensive line was able to do against Post Falls, like you said. They've got studs on the ends from Post Falls. And then they have Cole Cripps and some other guys in the linebacking core. I mean, that linebacking core is no slouch either. And they were just able to go roughshod in the running game. They ran for almost 400 yards in the ball game against Post Falls, and then last week blowing out Timberlake coming into this game. They only got one loss, one blemish on their record on the year, and that's a 2-point loss. Sorry, 1-point loss to Coeur d'Alene that we had earlier this year. That was a home loss, which, in all respect, I think they probably should have won that game if it hadn't been probably for the injury of Thomas Calder and just some of the things that we saw going on in that game that, kicking a field goal and they probably – or not kicking a field goal when they could have and ended up going, on fourth down and turnover on downs. Sandpoint coming into this game, obviously a couple heartbreaking losses. I mean, losing to Coeur d'Alene close, losing to Lewiston in overtime coming into this game. So, I mean, this record is nothing it's deceiving, let's put it that way, because, I mean, they have played an absolutely – and they lost the game on their schedule. Colville canceled on them. So – you talk about playing a shortened schedule, and you're playing the hardest, like some of the hardest teams you can draw up in the West Coast are the Bulldogs. I mean, obviously they had a huge win over Lake City last week, winning that game that we had here on North Idaho Game Night. So, a couple battle-tested programs coming into a pretty sporty, I guess you could say, contest.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think the biggest key for the Lakeland defense tonight is slowing down Parker Pettit. He's their guy. He can run the football, he can throw the football, and he's so calm and collected in the pocket and in controlling his team and getting the plays. And it's a big difference you're going to see in this game when you watch it. It's just how calm Parker Pettit is under pressure. There's no pressure too big for him. And I think the big thing is for Lakeland is they're going to have to bring pressure and get him off his game early if they want a chance to beat the Bulldogs tonight. Yeah, so can that pass rush up front? We know Lakeland likes to blitz a little bit too, especially on passing downs. Are they going to be able to reach home and get to Parker Pettit? Obviously, Lakeland's going to be out without Cody Morris in the secondary in tonight's ball game, and it is senior night here at Lakeland, so they went through the entire roster and of the seniors. That's why we got a little bit of a later start this evening. Before we're still waiting for the national anthem and kickoff, or to coin toss. Sorry, but it's going to be a really, I think, really intense contest tonight, and huge implications on the line in this ball game. Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, we're playing for one of the top seeds in the state. This game right here is, you're playing for a chance at maybe 2 home games in the playoffs. This is huge for both teams.
Lakeland's got the outside chance with the rankings on how they shake up playing a really tough Sandpoint team. They get a victory tonight, they could catapult themselves into a 2 or a 3 seed realistically, depending on how things shake out the next couple weeks down south. There is a lot at stake in this ballgame.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, and I think both teams know it. We've seen both teams in pregame out here. They looked ready. Coaches on both sides were getting fired up, getting their team fired up. This is a game that both teams know coming in. They're going to have to play their best football, or they're not going to come out on top.
Yeah, and so, we've got a de facto league championship game in this one as Sandpoint coming in off of a big victory we talked about last week against Lake City, the tough loss the week before that to Lewiston in overtime. Both those games obviously were here on Idaho Sports. You could have checked those out. We got another dandy ball game going on down the road on Highway 41 down at Post Falls tonight. Lewiston's taking on Post Falls. That's going to be a heck of a ball game, but I think we got the better of the 2 draw in this one here tonight, as we've got Sandpoint here at Lakeland for the 4A league championship. It is senior night here, so we're trying to kill some time because we're still waiting for the Hawks to make their appearance after they did all the senior introductions. Like we said, we still have not had the national anthem yet either. We talked about it on the Prepcast a bit this week as far as how the 4A football's looking up north and some of the other conferences as well. I think it's so good for the league that Lakeland is up, right? It's so good I think it's good for the state as far as 4A that you get some more competition coming out of the north. And you can see, we talked about it, before we came on air, was like, realistically, these are 2 teams that can win a couple games, if not 3, in the state tournament, and maybe find their way to a championship appearance.
Yeah, and why this game is so big. I mean, you want to get that top seed to play a lower seed, probably down from Boise, right? You want one of those confidence games. The best way to make a momentum run in the playoffs is get a game where you blow a team out and get confidence. That's the team that you can see making a run. So that's why this is such a pivotal game. And also, what side of the bracket you're on.
Yep.
We have Skyline and Bishop Kelly on down south, and those are 2 powerhouse football teams. And what side would you rather be on? This game also matters for that implications as well.
Yeah, and in margin of victory, everything matters, right? Everything in your schedule and everything in the presentation of how things go. You've got to be looking and on it, like calling off the Dogs too early. No, if you're up 20, you want to keep that 20-point victory. That's some bonus points in the Max Preps rankings. We talked a little bit about that last year. that the margin of victory does matter a little bit. It does raise the rankings, so you want those 20-point victories. That's why you saw Sandpoint playing the starters last week throughout the end of the game. That's why you saw Lakeland, pouring it on like they did against Timberlake last week, because points matter. And so in tonight's game, if one team gets up big, I'm not expecting anybody to let off the gas in this one. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be probably a 1 or 2 possession ball game either way that it goes. It's going to be a close one. It should be a dandy of a game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's going to be a 1-possession game in my opinion. I think it could be within 1 to 3 points. I think it's going to be that close. And we have Owen Forsman, the kicker for the Lakeland Hawks.
I almost fell back here.
He could be the X factor. We talked about that last.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Owen Forsman, I said it talking this week to a couple different people. I'm like, Lakeland is if you're going to be in a tight game, you want to favor the Hawks a little bit because of the leg of Owen Forsman. He is an X factor that if you're realistically within the 35-yard line, you are in field goal range.
Yeah.
And very realistic, high percentage field goal range. He can hit a 45-yarder without even trying. So we're going to have the national anthem. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here for the starting lineups and the kickoff here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And we are back here waiting for the coin toss between Lakeland and Sandpoint to start things off here for the, we'll call it it is going to be the 4A IEL championship game between these two. The first weekend of October. It kind of sounds silly to say that, but that's where we are in the scheduling and how it cycles through this year. Such a big game. I really feel like this is kind of like a surprise. Like it's like feeling things kind of snuck up on us, right?
Yeah, it snuck up quick. I mean, the season's felt like it's flown by. I mean, we only have 2 weeks after this one, and I mean, to have this big of a game this early in the schedule in the season is huge. It feels like late fall football here, but it's really still feels early fall with the weather as well.
The weather, yeah, it is. It's been beautiful up here, too, for the last couple weeks. Temperatures today, obviously, we had a high of about 75 degrees. So it is partly cloudy tonight. No chance of rain, so we're thankful for that because we didn't bring the tent. But, yeah, weather should not be a factor in this one. There's just a slight breeze coming out of the east end zone, but very, very slight. And we're about ready to get things underway here. And tonight's ball game is Sandpoint's going to elect to be introduced as a team, and tonight's referee crew is headed by Mr. Paul Manzardo. If you recognize that name, he is the head baseball coach at Lake City. And his son had a heck of a season in AA ball, if you didn't know that.
I did not.
Yeah, so his son playing AA down in Florida was lighting it up. He played for Washington State University. He was a Coug, and then went on and got drafted by I believe the Tampa Bay Rays organization, and had a heck of a season down in AA down in Florida.
That's awesome. It's always good to hear, North Idaho, making it somewhere. That's awesome to hear.
He lives down the road from me, so I know that too. He lives like probably a block and a half away from me, but I always see the flag and I'm, hey, Mr. Manzardo. But yeah, so we got Jacob Gove teed it up, ready to get this thing underway. Lakeland Hawks will receive in the west end zone. Expect a return here back deep to receive is Cornish and Calder. And Calder is going to be the one that's going to get the ball here. That's going to hit at the 10. He'll pick it up, and that's where we're going to take off up the field, and he runs out of bounds just across the 15. Ball will be spotted probably right around the 17-yard line.
Here we go. We're going to see a heavy run attack here from Lakeland early, and it's going to be interesting to see how the two offensive lines and defensive lines play tonight.
Yeah, the matchup should be pretty interesting between both lineups of, the defensive front matching up against this Lakeland offensive line, and then it's going to be really interesting, I think, on the opposite side of the ball, Lakeland secondary against Sandpoint's passing attack. So Lautzenheiser is going to be up under center, I formation for the Hawks. Fullback in motion across formation. Cornish is going to get the handoff first play. Nice run right up the middle across the 35. Was he down or did he fumble that football? There's a scrum on the field. Big gain by Cornish. He picked up about 17 on the carry. We'll see who got the ball. I think Lakeland came back and fell on it.
Almost a huge turn of events there.
So Kunkler was the one that recovered the fumble there. That was a fumble by Cornish. But a huge play, 17 on the first carry of the ball game.
Huge play that almost turned disastrous there. Got away with one there.
So motion man is Benson coming across. He's going to get it on the fly sweep, looking for an alley. Cuts back inside and takes a big hit from behind. But picks up 5 yards on the carry for the sophomore. Wimmer on the tackle.
Yeah, and that's something you're going to see from Lakeland. They're very run heavy, but they like to mix in that in and around a lot with different guys, and they're going to try to get as many players here involved early to get the pressure off Cornish and Calder.
So second down at 5. Ball at the 45-yard line. Benson in motion again. They're going to hand off to the fullback right up inside, and that was actually the up back. Calder goes ahead for 2.
First third down of the game is going to be a big one, and it's going to be one up front. And it's whoever's going to blow off the ball here. We know it's more than likely going to be a run here.
Yeah, so is it going to be Cornish or Calder getting the ball here as the play's going to come in off the sideline?
I'm going to give it to, I'm going to say it's going to be Cornish. They're going to give it to their best back here. That's been great all year.
Double deuce back there, dotting the I in the formation. Turnaround handoff does go to Cornish straight ahead. And he's close to the line to gain. I think he just got across the 50. And that'll be enough for a first down.
Good first drive here for Lakeland. Almost had an early fumble, regrouped, and now they're moving the ball. And one thing to watch is how they chew the clock. They're going to take their time. It's going to be long, methodical drives if the run game continues to work for them.
They play defense on offense, too. Not only do they score points, though, but they use a ton of time.
Yes, they do.
And we got a timeout on the field. Lakeland's going to take their first timeout. And so what are you seeing so far? I mean, we're early in this ball game, but obviously we saw the huge first run by Cornish, but the fumble could have been just disastrous for this drive. But, man, what a carry that was.
Yeah, I mean, huge first run, but ball security. turnovers, penalties are going to be the big difference in a ball game like this when there's two evenly matched teams. Every inch matters, every yard matters. So penalties, turnovers, those are going to be the factors that are going to make a difference. Extra points as well. You're going to have to execute on your extra points. I think it's a good first drive here from Lakeland, but we've also seen that last drive. Sandpoint kind of pushing that Lakeland offensive line just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit, and we'll see if that continues. I think it's going to be one in the trenches tonight.
We might see a couple of two-way players on defense for Sandpoint, too, especially up front on that defensive line. We'll see if they rotate in a little bit later on in the game. I know that they were talking about it earlier, but Lakeland's got the ball first down at 10. Well, crisscross action handoff goes up inside, and that was Thomas Calder on the carry. And a pickup of 7.
Another good run there. Sandpoint was in position, but that crisscross play got your eyes looking everywhere, handed off, and Calder just went by every Sandpoint defender that was in the backfield.
I think they stole that from the team they beat last week, Timberlake. We saw that play a whole bunch in our first game of the year when they took on South Fremont. So Lautzenheiser under center, I formation behind him. He's going to turn around and hand it off. Cornish going straight ahead. Through one defender, dodges another tackle. He's still on his feet across the 30, the 25, the 20-foot race towards the end zone. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Huge run. And that was an excellent blocking by the receivers upfield. He's going to be at the 9. Just shot on the other side of the 10. So it'll be first down and goal.
A huge play there. And one of our keys we were talking about is if Sandpoint wants to slow this down, they're going to have the disruption come from their defensive linemen. These running backs hit the hard way too fast and way too hard for Lakeland for it to be relied on by the linebackers.
So gain of 33 there. Brings up first down and goal from the 9. Handoff again, Cornish goes through the line, jumps a defender, and he's tackled shy of the 5, so a gain of a long 4 there.
With the defense this Sandpoint Bulldogs is playing, I wouldn't mind to see maybe that play-action pass that Lakeland loves with a little 5-yard out of a Calder. They're really loading the box here.
And if there's any, I don't want to say there's a lot of weak spots on the Sandpoint defense, but if there is one, it's in the secondary a little bit on the boundary side, depending who they got out there. But I do see Kobe Barlow now playing on defense tonight. He didn't play on defense much last week, so he's back in line of playing on defense tonight. Handoff again. Cornish goes straight ahead across the 5 towards the goal line. Second effort might have got there. He might be just shy. He's close. What an effort, though. Man, he's dragging a defender and just an extra lunge there to get across the 1.
Yeah, we're gonna see another run play. We're not even going to bring up the pass. It's going to be a run here, and they're going to hand it right back off to Cornish right up the middle.
Yeah, I could expect them to tuck up behind Preston Jeffs and Winkle-Cotter there up front. And the run straight ahead, and they've got to be in. Was that Cornish on the carry?
No, that is Kaysen.
Kaysen Lautzenheiser on the keeper, gets across the line of scrimmage. Touchdown, Lakeland Hawks. 1-yard TD.
Great opening drive there. They ran exactly what they wanted to, weren't slowed down at all, and took almost 4.5 minutes off the clock there in that opening drive. That's a great opening drive there from Lake, and we'll have to see how Sandpoint responds.
So Lakeland going to set up the PAT here as Owen Forsman out on the field for the first time. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is knocked through and good.
Forsman's extra point is good, and Lakeland draws first blood at 7:39 in the first.
So Lakeland's up 7-0 to start this ball game. They get the ball to start, and they go down the field. Well, gosh, they went over. It was 84 yards for a touchdown on that drive.
Impressive. That's the only word that comes to mind. Impressive. That offensive line and what you talked about in the beginning, they are still dominating here early, and it showed on that drive. None of their running backs were touching the backfield, and that was my big thing, is this Sandpoint's defensive line is going to have to make some penetration, or Lakeland's going to be able to continue this run attack all night.
Yeah, and so something new we haven't seen out of their kickoff team right here is the little huddle before the kick.
Maybe an onside kick to maybe set the tone, maybe?
I don't know. Stranger things have happened. You've seen some crazy games here at Corbett Field. As have I. That's just not on the broadcasting side. That's on the coaching side there. Forsman's got it teed up. He's going to put his left foot into it. Deep kick. It's going to be brought down at the 1 yard line. And that is Alshouse. Still on his feet. Ball's on the ground. Lakeland gets it on the fumble on the return. And disaster. A huge hit on Alshouse. He's still down. He's going to pop back up. But Lakeland gets the turnover. The ball at the 21-yard line.
And there it is, the first turnover of the game. We almost seen Lakeland have one earlier. This time it's Sandpoint. Those are going to be huge in this ball game.
So one of the keys to the game, I think what it's going to say is who gets the first turnover, I think could decide the football game. If you get points off of turnovers, we saw that happen early last week's ball game. Sandpoint got a turnover and turned it into a touchdown and poured it on after that.
Same kind of scenario here where they fumbled in their own side. That's what Lake City did last week, but this time reverse the script. It's Sandpoint who does it.
So power I formation, heavy set right here for the Hawks. Turn around and play action pass. Lautzenheiser going down the center, has the man. Incomplete, just out of the stretched hands of Hutton Hagbloom, the intended receiver.
And there's that shot. When you have Sandpoint playing that box so heavy, it's there. That's a throw that Kyson's going to want back. And it wide open, just missed him there.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't get much closer than that.
Great blocking there, too. There was really no pressure. That's just a ball that got ahead of him there a little bit.
So Lakeland on 2nd down at 10, ball at the 21-yard line after the turnover on the ensuing kickoff after a touchdown. Split formation behind Lautzenheiser. Inside handoff. That ball, I think, was on the dirt for a second, but picked up, and no gain on the play.
Good penetration there from the Sandpoint. Blew up that play before it really even started. They went back to that crisscross and it just didn't work out for him that time. 3rd and long. This is a situation Lakeland doesn't want to be in tonight. They don't have a great passing attack. They rely on their run game, but it is 4-down territory, so it could be 2 runs back-to-back here.
Yeah, or you could realistically kick a field goal here too. I know they'd probably prefer a touchdown. So Lautzenheiser under center, power eye behind him. Turn around, play action pass. He's going to roll, looking for a man, and goes to the backside, intended for Cornish. Cross, dangerous pass, almost intercepted by Jack Zimmerman, and goes incomplete.
Again, Lakeland is going to want another one back. Hutton Hagbloom was just trotting across the middle of the field wide open again, and that would have been a walk-in touchdown. They went back to that throwback, and I don't think that's going to work much more. I think a lot of teams are figuring that play out.
Yeah, like you said, Hagbloom running right down the seam in the middle of the field was wide open. That could have been a touchdown. So a field goal attempt is blocked. The ball's on the field. Sandpoint's going to pick it up in advance, and they're going to tackle. And Lakeland got the ball back on that, but I don't know. I think they're just going to say he was down. They are. So Sandpoint's going to get the ball to the blocked field goal. The ball's going to be at the 48-yard line. And so turnover one way, goes the other way.
I mean, what are we going to talk about maybe at the end of this ball game? Is that missed throw from Kaysen right there? Is that going to be the difference in this ball game? You get a turnover, you had a touchdown, you missed it.
The snap there, the exchange was a little high, obviously, on the snap to the holder, and they were just in the backfield in a hurry.
Yeah, and now the momentum's back with the Sandpoint Bulldogs. It was all Lakeland there for a second, but it turned really fast.
So Parker Pettit going to be out on offense for the first time tonight. It's Connor Hittenberg, the wide receiver, far to the right of the offensive set. Pettit's going to hand it off straight ahead, and Brewster on the carry. He's going to pick up about 6 on first down.
Good first carry there, and we're going to see both of these teams with heavy run attack. The only difference is you're going to see a plethora of running backs from the Sandpoint Bulldogs. I think they had 8+ players touch the ball in the backfield last week.
Yeah, so eight players toted the rock for the Bulldogs last week. Is 4 wideouts in the formation here for Sandpoint. They're going to spread things out. Pettit's going to roll. Slide to his right, runs back to his left, looking for somebody. Pressure's on coming from behind. He's going to tuck it and carry, and he's going to pick up the first down on the scramble for a gain of 5.
Very, very good job there from Parker Pettit. Patient, didn't force anything, and we know he's deadly on the ground.
And he could feel that backside pressure, too. You could see him kind of step up, and then he reverse pivot and rolled back to his left, and then wisely tucked it and ran. Good coverage on the back end by the Lakeland secondary. So 4 wide outs in the formation. Single back is Brewster with Pettit. Gets the snap. He's going to keep it going straight ahead to the right side. Dodges one defender, weaves his way across first down. Flag on the play. That was a preliminary gain of 13. We'll see what the penalty says.
Kind of in a weird spot. Looks like a holding.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding upfield. So that'll negate the 13-yard gain. To a loss of 2 on the penalty. Still be first down and 12. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That was pretty well executed play minus the hold. Lakeland shifting up front on defense. Pettit's going to drop back, passing for the first time tonight. Goes upfield. Ari Vandenberg on the reception. And the catch in the gain of 22.
Love it. I love the play call there. I've been talking about this games when we've done Lakeland. They play one high safety. The seam's going to be there. Beautiful ball from Parker Pettit there.
So first passing play of the game goes for a completion of 22 yards from Pettit to Vandenberg. Pettit's going to keep it, run to the quarterback keeper to left side. Jumps in the arms of a Lakeland defender and a minimal gain, maybe 1 on the play.
Good fill there from Thomas Calder. He filled the hole perfect before Pettit could really get going.
So second and a long 9. Pettit gets it. He's going to roll to his left. Looking, surveying the field. He had a defender dodge him. He's going to scramble, go up the field, and run out of bounds in a gain of 4 on the play.
So hard to defend that. I mean, when you have a quarterback that's not going to force anything and is a threat with his legs, hard to keep him contained all game for Lakeland. That's going to be a key, is trying to keep him contained and not allow him to get those running lanes.
And, you know, if you're going to use Calder or Cornish or whoever you are on defense to do that, I mean, you're just taking more plays away from, I feel, on the offensive side of the ball, too. Sandpoint's going to shift into the wing T formation here. Pettit under center now. Going to turn around and hand it off on the counter play. And just sliding, maybe a gain of 1 on the carry, is Max Frank.
Big play here. 4th and short. Wouldn't be surprised if see him go right back to that wing T and try to just push it right back up the middle.
Maybe they go for a field goal here. I don't know. We got a little bit of a line change. I think that sets up they could go for a field goal here.
That's what it looks like. Parker Pettit's coming off the field.
So Sandpoint will go for the field goal here. Pertek is going to be the kicker. Holder is Jack Zimmerman. I mean, he's as sure-handed as it comes, though. He plays on that baseball team. Great infielder for the Bulldogs. Snap, back, kick is up. And I think he drilled that one right down the middle.
Big first decision, but points are going to be a premium tonight, so always take your points when you have the chance.
Yep, so the 34-yard field goal is good from Pertek.
But again, I mean, Lakeland's defense has done it all year. Bend, don't break. You know, they've allowed people to gain a ton of yards. Post Falls has gained a ton of yards on them, but they bend, don't break, and that's been their motto all year.
Yeah, so Lakeland still has a 7-3 lead here in the first quarter, 3:51 left to play. And, you know, you said points at a premium tonight in this ball game. I think they're still trying to feel each other out still. We haven't even gotten past the first dance stage.
No, I mean, coach is still trying to figure out what they want to run tonight on both sides. Excuse me. Defense is trying to figure out. It's going to be a great game, and it already is one here in the first quarter. And like you said, these teams haven't even felt each other out yet.
So Sandpoint's going to tee it up. And back deep to receive is going to be Cornish and Calder for the Hawks. Gove is going to be the kicker. I think really the test is going to be who can get the next turnover.
I agree.
So Gove puts it in the air. He's going to kick it to Calder, not Cornish. Calder get it just shy of the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it up the field. Has a seam up the middle. Hits the hole, gets tripped up a little bit, runs into a blocker. He's still on his feet, across the 40, spins down, and at the 45-yard line where Lakeland's going to start with the ball. Huge return of 35 yards from Thomas Calder.
Yeah, I was just about to say when you said they kicked it to Calder instead, I would squib it. I would result from kicking to either one of those guys. Both of them electric. Both of them can take it to the house on any return at any given moment.
So first down at 10, Lakeland with great field position once again. .339 left to play here in the first quarter. I formation for the Hawks. Turnaround, hand it off. Cornish goes straight ahead. And Levi Ballison in there on the tackle for a gain of 1.
Good play there from the Sandpoint. You know, they brought the pressure. What they're doing is they're going to leave their corners on the island all night tonight. And I don't know if Lakeland has anything in the playbook to test that, but it's something to look for here later in the game is the Sandpoint's just going to leave these corners on the island and say we're going to stop the run game.
I mean, it's something we saw last week. Lake City made, their offense look pretty good in the passing attack. Obviously stretching the field a little bit in the passing game, even in a big loss. But see if Lakeland takes advantage. They're going to snap the ball, handoff up inside, and tough yards inside. Gain of 4 on the play. Maybe 3. Gets across midfield.
Third down here. You're in 4-down territory here no matter what, unless you want to pin them back and, make a punt. But it's going to be, I believe, another run here. And wouldn't be surprised to see it go right back to Cornish.
So Chase Burcham on the carry of a gain of 3. That was the fullback. Going old school there. So third down is short. And a long 3 here. Handoff, Cornish straight ahead, inside, dart spins, first down on the carry, 5 yards.
Cornish is looks like he's hurt on this play.
That is not something you want to see if you're Lakeland, as he's in pain on the field right now. The senior running back for the Hawks.
Definitely not something you want to see, and in a competitive standpoint, something you really don't want to see in this game. That's going to be a huge loss if it ends up being serious. And we've seen the same thing happen to this Lakeland team earlier in the year against Coeur d'Alene when they lost Calder, and it depleted the team almost in a way. You could just see some life taken out of them, and we're hoping for the best for for Cornish here.
Yeah, as he is on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout as the training staffs come out to take a look at him, and we will be back here shortly from Lakeland on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
So good news, Cornish is coming off the field under his own power. He's going to head to the sideline where Megan, the trainer, not Megan trainer, but Megan Cox, the trainer, is going to take a look at it. Clock continues to run here now, so you expect to see Calder shift into the backfield, I would think.
Yeah, and to see Mason Burcham take over Calder's spot, who's not as fast, a bigger guy, but can definitely lead some blocks in there for him.
Owen Forsman also on the field as well.
That's a new player we haven't seen before in their offense.
He's in Calder's spot, or actually he's at tight end on the right side. So play action pass. Lautzenheiser looking for somebody. He's going to have to get rid of it. He's going to get dropped for a sack on the play, a loss of 6.
I think that's been, in my opinion, watching Lakeland this year, one of their biggest downfalls is
actually a loss of 4 on there, but go ahead, sorry.
Kason Lautenheiser's just been holding on to the ball too long. If nothing's there, throw it in the dirt at your guy right there. Throw it out of bounds. It's not going to be intentional ground. You got a receiver in the area. What you can't do in a heavy running offense is get backed up in these second and long, third and longs. It's going to force you to pass, and they don't have a great passing offense. So that's something you're going to try to avoid tonight if you're Kason.
So Forsman's going to be spread out wide. Actually, he's going to check out. Checking back in is Kunkler. Burcham going to be the running back in this formation. Lautzenheiser under center. Benson in motion. Handoff. Calder on the right side. He's going to be dropped for no gain.
Went back to that crisscross action, and ever since the first crisscross, the Sandpoint has been ready for it. And I think their coaches, probably really hammered in eyes. Keep your eyes on that pulling guard. That's where the ball's going, and so far they've done a pretty good job of it.
So 3rd down and long, where Lakeland doesn't want to be. They're way behind the sticks here with 23 seconds left and counting in the first quarter.
Haven't seen many main dropbacks. Probably going to be a play action here.
So Cornish went out 2 plays ago and dropped back to pass. Double move there as Lautzenheiser's looking for his man. He's got to find somebody, and he does. Passes up the field. Takes a shot after the pass, but a reception from Roan Riley.
And we're going to see...
That's a gain of 7 on the play.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first.
Yeah, so that is the end of the first quarter of play. We'll take a quick timeout as we switch ends of the field for 4th down here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
And we're back here at Lakeland for the start of the second quarter of play. Lakeland with the 7-3 lead. And 12 minutes up on the clock now for the second quarter of play.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far, and it's a good stand here from the Sandpoint defense. Looks like they're going to get the ball back here, and actually I see Kaysen still on the field, so it looks like Lakeland's going to go for it.
So ball at the 40-yard line. It's 4th down and a long 6. Cornish is back in the game. No, that's not Cornish. That's Burcham, 32. Lautzenheiser lets it go. He's got a man, Benson, coming down the field and just overshoots the intended receiver. And that'll be a turnover on down. Sandpoint's going to start with the ball at the 40-yard line.
We've seen a heavy dose of the pass here early from Lakeland. One, because they've been forced to here. That's a testament to the Sandpoint defense so far. But 2, I think when you lose Cornish and he sits on the bench, it kind of changes your offense and how you have to run it.
Just 1 completion of the game for the Hawks. A gain of 7. They went to Riley. So Parker Pettit going to be out, the signal caller for Sandpoint under center. Let's see what this defense can do for Lakeland if they can get another stop. Little inside handoff. Run over to the right side. That was Hughes on the carry for a gain of 1, maybe 2.
Back in that wing T there, and so far hasn't been working so far here in this game early. The spread's been working better for him.
So back in the spread in the pistol formation is Pettit. Hughes in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to each side. Motion man Hughes out of the backfield. He's going to swing out to the left. Screen pass over the right to Max Frank. Dodges a couple tacklers. 1st down and then some. Gets the cross from the 40 down to the 40 on the opposite end. So a gain of 20 on the play from Pettit to Max Frank.
And there's our Idaho Sports Player of the Week from last week, and coming off a huge game, and he has momentum. 4 touchdowns last week. He's feeling confident again tonight.
Yeah. So Max Frank getting in the mix early. Back in the wing T set is Sandpoint. Pettit under center. Turns around, hands off Hughes over the right side. He's got a seam down the right side. Threw one of his own players across the 30 down to the 26. So a nice gain there on 1st down of 14 yards from Joseph Hughes.
And we're seeing the offensive line from the Bulldogs and their defensive line so far winning this game, something we haven't seen when we've been here at Corbett Field.
Yeah, I haven't seen Lakeland on their heels much defensively like this. So 10:45 on the clock. Sandpoint Pettit under center, turnaround handoff. That's coming back over to the left side to Garcia. Tries to stiff arm a defender across the 20 and tackled at the 17-yard line. So Hunter Garcia on first down, gains 9.
And I was talking about it last week. It's so hard to guard the Sandpoint Bulldog team. You don't know if they're coming out in the pistol, the wing tee, and they shift out of it really quick and get a play off. So defense, you always got to stay on your toes with this team.
So back of the wing tee, Pettit under center. He's going to turn around, hand it off. Hughes to the right side and tackled for a loss on the play. Tackled by Hegblum.
Huge play there from Hegblum. Blew it up all by himself, and that's huge.
Yeah, blasted out of his Mike linebacker position and blows up that play. Takes it back to 3rd and 4. So Pettit back in the pistol. Waiting the play call off the sideline. Snap. Pettit's going to keep it, go straight ahead. He's got the first down and then some, trying to find an alley. Dodges a defender, across the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Parker Pettit. Sandpoint up on top now. Awaiting the point after attempt.
What a drive there from Sandpoint.
Wow. So 18-yard touchdown run from Parker Pettit.
Asserted their dominance on that drive. Got a huge stop on the previous drive, and then going for 2 here.
Hughes, a little jump pass, Tebow-esque right there on the fake, and it's good. Hughes completes it in the end zone for 2.
And you know how to negate our X factor that we were talking about? Go for 2 and make it a 4-point game.
That's right. So 11-7. It's a score you don't see very often in high school football.
No, that might go. What is it they call it on the Sunday Night Football? I can't think of it.
The scores that never happen?
Yeah, Squirterism or something like that. Yeah, that might be on there.
So Sandpoint's going to get off. Nice drive there on the turnover on downs, turns it into a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a well-done drive, done mostly with the run attack. And they mixed in that quick little screen, which is just an extension of the run there to Max Franks, and he turned into a big gain. And that offensive line has dominated, and that defensive line has shown up here after that first drive there from Lakeland. They've really shown up, and interesting to see if Cornish is going to come back in at all in this game.
So 5 plays, 60 yards for the Bulldogs on the touchdown drive. Waiting the kickoff from Jacob Gove. Sandpoint's got it teed up here, back deep to receive is Calder. And Riley Sachs, and the ball's going to hit and roll out of bounds at the 10. So procedure penalty will give the Hawks a little bit better field position.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea, kicking out of bounds there. That could be a difference maker too. We've seen 2 good returns from Lakeland early, so trying to keep it away from those 2 threats back there could be huge for them.
So Cornish still back in the injury tent.
Interested to see what Lakeland comes and do here. I know they're going to try to still dominate the run game, and it's mostly going to be Calder. Going to be very interesting to see who else they can mix in there to help Calder get a little bit of breather.
You know, still haven't seen Benson really get involved yet for the Hawks either. So see if they can get him there as the toss goes out to the left side to Calder. Just a gain of a couple on the carry.
And, really, honestly, I would love to see Lakeland go back to the play-action pass with Case and Lamha is there. You know, they've missed a couple balls here early. He's, I think, only completed 1 pass. But if they're going to want to get back into their run game, they're going to have to show this Sandpoint Bulldog team they can throw, because the Bulldogs are just loading the box.
Look who's coming out of the tent. Cornish is going to go ask coach to check back in. A huge ball game is Lautzenheiser under center. I formation behind him. He's going to turn play action pass. There it is. He's got his man going across the middle of the field. In and out of the hands, intended for Hegbloom. He had him. He had to step in the first down.
Even though it wasn't a completion, that's what you want to get going if you're Lakeland. If you want that defense to show some respect and get out of that box a little bit, you're going to have to show you can throw the football. Could have been a first down there, ends up being a dropped. Huge third down here again.
Even though it's a drop, it's still in the mind of the QB. You know, you almost check that off like that's a completion. I mean, you have to treat it that way. Cornish is going to check back in now for Lakeland.
Yeah, as a quarterback, you treat that as a completion, and it builds your confidence. Hey, it's there. I delivered a great ball. Now you go to your coach. Hey, give me another shot.
So Cornish in the backfield for the Hawks. 3rd down and 8. Turnaround handoff. Cornish left side. He's going to be across the 45. Drags a defender. Sorry, across the 40. Drags a defender close to the 45, just to the 44. So 5 yards on the carry by Cornish.
Decision time. It's 4th and 2 here.
I haven't seen the punt unit yet. Have we seen? There they are.
There it is, yeah.
So the line change comes out.
I think that's a good decision there from the Hawks. You don't want to give them the ball in plus territory again if you don't get it.
I mean, you realistically probably could have got. Nah, you can't do it. You're in your side of the territory.
Yeah.
This early in the game, you just can't go for it there on 4th down. So Lakeland going to punt here. Snaps there. Snap is back. High kick. Not real deep, but got a lot of air under it, and Lakeland's going to get it and watch it hit and roll dead just across the 30 to 29-yard line.
Flip field position there, but we've seen a very confident Sandpoint Bulldog offense who, again, came away with points in both of their drives so far. Going to be interested. Now, reverse the script. I think Lakeland's defensive line is going to have to create some havoc back there, or the Sandpoint Bulldogs are going to be able to run all night.
Yeah, absolutely. And 11-7 ball game with Sandpoint getting the ball back on offense. Trips to the left side of the Sandpoint offense. Pettit's going to be barking out the signals, gets the snap back. He's going to keep it going to the left side. He's got a nice seam there. Picks up a nice block on the outside. Dodges another defender across the 50 and out of bounds. Huge gain there of 23.
And we're seeing a Lakeland team that's getting burnt with the same play, right? It's just a zone read here out of Pettit. But they're not keeping their D in to contain him, so they're just allowing Pettit to run. And I think that's one guy you want to get the ball out of his hands, not keep it in.
So 1st down and 10. 8 minutes left here in the first half. Ball across the 50, the 48, handoff inside. That's Brewster with it across the right side. Flag on the play, picks up the first down, but probably expect to see this one killed back with holding.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be a holding here, but they're still been able to move the ball at will.
Yep. I mean, he picked up 13 on that carry, but it's going to come back. It's going to be 1st down at 20.
What's the best way to slow down the run attack? Penalties.
Yeah, absolutely.
Penalties are going to be huge in this game, and I was talking about that earlier. Turnovers and penalties are going to be the difference. And a drive that's going great there for the Bulldogs. Now put in 1st and 20. Wouldn't be surprised to see the ball put in Parker Pettit's hand. Let him rip it.
See if they find Ari Vandenberg down the seam again, maybe.
Yeah,
Connor Hinberg out there on the left side, wide out. Frank, the single receiver, to the top of the field. He's on the boundary on the Sandpoint sideline. Pettit in the shotgun, going to drop back. He will pass. Floats it down the middle field. He's got Max Frank in stride across the 20, 10, 5, taillights, touchdown Sandpoint. No flags on the play. 60-yard touchdown from Parker Pettit to Max Frank, just like that.
And there it is. This is, I've talked about it game in and game out. How are you going to beat the Lakeland defense? They're secondary, right? And they've hit the seam twice now, this time for a touchdown to their playmaker, Max Frank.
3 for 3 on the night from Parker Pettit. And the PAT might not be good. I think he missed it wide right there, and he did. He pushed it. But yeah, Parker Pettit on the night so far, 3 for 3, 102 yards.
102 yards and has a plethora of running yards as well.
Yeah, so far in the ball game. And then, yeah, rushing the ball right now. He's well over 50. He's close to 60 yards rushing in the ball game as well.
And there's your playmaker. There's your difference maker. And that's something we talked about. Parker Pettit, he's very calm. He knows how to control emotions in a close game. And we've seen it here so far, sat back in that pocket.
I'm giving him a new nickname. I'm going to call him a Sherpa. He's just going to carry you, man.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing with this Lakeland defense playing this one high safety. We haven't seen them play a team that can expose that. And how do you expose a one high safety? You run seams, and they've connected twice. This time it was just Max Franks who just burned the Lakeland defense. And
yeah, Max Frank went up the field and just absolutely torched the post pattern there for a touchdown. That was a beautiful ball from Parker Pettit. I mean, just put it right on the screws.
Can't get much better than that.
As the kick from Gove is going to go back and over the head of Calder and into the end zone for a touchback.
This is a huge drive. This is
if you're the Hawks, you got to get a touchdown here.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be. I don't want to say it's really early, but the way your offense plays, this is kind of the ball game almost.
Yeah, you have to come down with points. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown here, you have to come away with points. You can make it a one-possession game either way.
Sandpoint will get the ball to start the second half.
But yeah, you're right. With the offense they run and how much time they like to take off, they're going to have to score here some kind of points. And
we did see a turnover earlier in the game. Lakeland's got a turnover. Sandpoint got a blocked field goal attempt. As Lautzenheiser is under center. He's going to turn around, handoff. Double reverse coming around the left side to Calder. A fancy play for a gain of 2.
Yeah, really good job from the backside of the Bulldog defense there. Not getting caught up in the first handoff there. Stayed home and made a great tackle for a gain of 3 on a play that you usually see gain 20 because it's a trick play.
Captain Chaos, Levi Ballison in there on the tackle.
Yeah.
We'll give him 3 on the carry.
Yeah, we see.
Why not?
Still haven't seen Benson get any passing action tonight, which is kind of a surprise.
So Benson in motion, coming across the formation. They're going to turn off and just dive straight up field inside. And gain of 3 on the play. Trying to see if that was Burcham that was on the handoff. I think it was.
That was Burcham there on that. Their big fullback there, and he's a little undersized, but not undersized, if you know what I mean. He's a big man back there.
So to bring up 3rd down and 4. Calder checks back in along with Owen Forsman.
All right, I'm gonna ask you, they don't get it here. You punt it, or is this 4 down territory because it's 3rd and 4?
Oh, you got to punt it. You're so deep. You can't give them. I mean, if they score again, the game's. I mean, it's going to be out of hand at some point the way you play. So handoff, Cornish darts inside. He's spun down and tackled. Gain of 2. It's going to be 4th down and short.
Yeah, 4th down and short, and don't see the punting unit on yet.
We're waiting. Man, this is a gutsy call here. I don't know. It's kind of do or die territory, I think, at this point in the game.
I think the Lakeland coaches feel it, right? Momentum shift.
Yep.
They haven't been able to slow down this offense as a Sandpoint.
Lakeland does have a full complement of timeouts here.
Looks like that's what they're going to go to here. Call a timeout, talk it over, and make sure they want the right decision.
They're going to take this play clock down and then the game clock as well. Not a bad decision, I think, to just chew 30 seconds. If you're not going to call anything, just let the time roll off. There's a timeout with 5:02 on the clock.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is going to be a big call. And it's going to be a very big call because if you don't get it here, I mean, you're putting a Sandpoint, a high-powered Sandpoint offense right back on the field. And to be honest,
a short field.
Yeah, and they haven't been stopped. And I think a key for Lakeland's defense, if they do come back out here after this 4th down, is you can't let the ball be in Parker Pettit's hands, right? We've seen the defense ends crash and try to stop the run game, but you're keeping the ball and the best player on the field. And I think that's where Lakeland's gone wrong here so far in the first half.
Punt units coming out. Well, I mean, they did lose Cornish for a series and a half.
Yeah, that was also huge.
I mean, him at 80% is better than most guys at 100, but I mean, it's still not the same guy out there in the running game.
No doubt.
So punting unit out on the field for the Hawks. Maybe I don't know if they saw something in the lineup. I mean, alignment here, you could realistically, with Benson's ability to run, you could run a fake here. Ooh, skips the snap back, gets the punt off. Nice punt from Benson, a boomer. Hits at the 30, going to take a huge roll. And it's going to be down close to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a way to flip field position.
No kidding. He punted that from the 21, and he kicked it to the 21 on the opposite end of the field.
Wow.
That is a heck of a punt.
Yeah, I mean, here I am thinking Sandpoint's going to get decent field position, and Ezra Benson said, hold on, watch this.
That was a 59-yard punt.
It's not something you see every day here in high school football, that's for sure.
So, Sandpoint with the worst field position of the night, actually, coming off the huge punt from Ezra Benson. So Parker Pettit's going to be in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. Vandenberg's going to motion into the formation. Handoff inside. I believe that's Brewster on the carry. He's going to go ahead for 4 yards on the rush on first down.
Good first play there. And so far, Sandpoint's offensive line has been winning the game, and so has their defense line. They've won on both sides of the ball here early, and it's really showing as Sandpoint's run attack has worked greatly tonight.
Actually, that's a nice gain there, a long 5 yards from Brewster. Brings up second down and 5. Pettit in the pistol this time. Brewster in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his left. He's going to pass quick little bubble screen on the outside there to Max Frank. Picks up a couple and ran out of bounds.
Third down and short here. Playbook's totally open. I mean, right here you're going to want to just try to get the first down, keep the ball in your hands, so I don't expect him to take a shot.
So third down and 1. Pettit perfect in the night so far passing.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a run here with Pettit. Try to get the first down here.
So third down and 1. Pettit in the pistol. Little zone read handoff. Brewster goes straight ahead, and he's going to get the first down and brought down. Gain of 4. Brings up 3:32 left on the clock.
And Sandpoint's been able to play at their pace. They're playing not super slow, but they're taking their time. They're getting the play call in, and they've really not been uncomfortable here tonight.
So Pettit in the pistol, waiting the play call off the sideline. Two receivers to each side. He's going to hand off. Brewster straight ahead, dodges the defender, dancing in the hole. Keeps running on his feet close to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6 on first down.
And we've seen Lakeland here have their chances to bring Brewster down, but he's made some great cuts here. And it keeps resulting in 5 or 6 yards to carry, which is really impressive to see here early from Bulldogs.
Methodical offensive set here for the Bulldogs on offense. Pettit waiting the snap. Clock continues to run here. Got Hughes in the backfield, checked in at running back. Snap's going to go handoff to Hughes. He's going to be swarmed under. Chase Burcham on the tackle.
And now I think this is the shot where your Sandpoint, you're taking your shot.
Yep.
Right? You've ran the ball this whole drive. You've done one quick screen. They haven't changed their coverage. They're still in one high safety. You take a shot, but it actually looks like they're going wing T, so therefore I'm wrong.
Do they have a play action out of this?
We haven't seen it yet.
So Lakeland could get a big stop here. Maybe see if they could force a Sandpoint punt, the first one of the night. We'll see what happens here as Pettit's under center. Turn around, handoff. West Benefield on the carry. He's got room and then sent across the 50 and brought down at the 43-yard line. Big first down run there by Wes Benefield, a gain of 17.
Huge. And, you know, we've seen this earlier with Lakeland in the Post Falls game where they ended up putting in number 79, Preston Jeffs, in the middle. Maybe they have to go back that and have him play both ways tonight in a very crucial game.
They got to get something in the run game and get a little bit of a push up front. Handoff. Brewster swung down for a gain of 1. Nice tackle out there by number 80, Burmeister.
Yeah, and they're just chewing this clock away.
Sophomore on the tackle, Burmeister. That's one thing about Lakeland. I mean, they have so many seniors that they have. And there's in a lot of their key positions on defense, in some places on offense, they got some youngsters out there too. They could keep this thing moving. Snap. Pettit, play action. He gets rocked. Huge sack on the play. That was Burcham. Chase Burcham just lights up Parker Pettit for a loss of 8.
Yeah, he faked me out there. He was in his throwing motion, so I went to go follow the ball, and all of a sudden I hear as he got rocked. Wow, great play there. Brings up 3rd and long and kills a drive that was going really well there for the Bulldogs.
That ain't over yet if you ask Sandpoint. I mean, ball's at midfield.
They're going to run the time down here, call a timeout.
I think they'll take a shot here. They ain't done yet.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
In a game where points are at a premium like we've talked about, Sandpoint's going to call the timeout. And give a chance to give some love to some of our sponsors, as we've been talking a lot. This is an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of North Idaho Game Night, brought to you by Mountain West Bank. Also, our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers who are still selling those raffle tickets out there in the parking lot to win a new car.
Yeah, tell you what, that's the way to do it. Hey, you need a car, you're struggling, $10, go for it.
See, try your chances, right? It's like playing the lottery.
With a lot better odds, though, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it is better odds, actually. I put in for the search and rescue one to win a new Razor. We'll see if I win. I don't know.
Hey,
it won't happen. But
yeah, I'm never that lucky with that. But, hey, maybe your luck's better than mine. So
maybe Lakeland's luck is better than ours here. Maybe they get a stop on 3rd down and long.
Yeah,
22 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Sandpoint's done great on this drive. I mean, they've killed the whole 3 minutes, making sure that they don't give Lakeland a chance to do anything on offense.
So Pettit's going to be in the pistol. Brewster in the backfield with him. Max Frank wide to his left. He's going to turn around, roll to his left, looking back to his right. He's going to air it out. He's looking upfield for Frank, and that may have skipped in, and I think it did. Calder came away with the ball, but it skipped into his arms and incomplete. First incompletion of the game from Parker Pettit.
Yep, we're going to see a 4th and long, and we're going to see a punt here. And if they have a decent punter, we're going to see them backed up deep and more than likely just take a knee and go in the locker room, depending on this punt.
Yeah, so Calder's going to be back deep to receive. I don't think we saw a Sandpoint punt last week.
We did not. They scored on every possession last week. Except for, they scored on every possession last week.
Except when they took the knees at the end of the game.
We X those off the stats.
It was left to be. Yeah, they would have scored if it kept going, right? As the punt is, it's going to hit probably at the 23. Take a skip towards the Lakeland end zone. And, man, backed way up at the 6 is where the ball is going to go down. A little bit of extracurriculars going on in the backfield and the flag on the play. I think they're going to get unsportsmanlike on one of the Sandpoint defenders.
And that's huge. That's huge. I mean, not going to put them in relatively great field position, but that's still huge.
Well, get him out of the end zone.
Yeah.
With 11 seconds left.
Wouldn't be surprised, like I said, just see take a knee.
Yeah, that is going to be unsportsmanlike on the Bulldogs. I would expect Lakeland to just take a knee here.
I haven't seen anything in their offense. Maybe they have a surprise I haven't seen before, but I haven't seen anything in their offense that shows me.
We used to have the fumble Ruski, right?
I'm thinking a little bit of hook and ladder action.
Yeah.
Or, hey, hand the ball off the corners, get them up to the line of scrimmage, pitch that thing back to Case and do the old pitch back and let them huck one.
Yeah. We'll see what they got here.
The old remember the Titans maybe, you know? Throw something they ain't seen before.
Little dipsy-do.
Yeah.
So Lakeland now out of the shadow of the goal line. They're going to be at the 22 after the penalty. Delaying what was a really fast first half. 7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, really fast first half. And we see Sandpoint saying, hey, you can throw some trickery, but we're going to put this guy 30 yards down the field and make sure we don't allow anything over the top.
So Benson's going to go wide to the right. I would expect just to see a knee here. But that is going to be the case here. And so we're going to go locker room. Sandpoint up 17-7. We're going to take a 3-minute break or so and come back with some stats from the first half of play here on IdahoSports.com. 17-7 at the half. Bulldogs up on Lakeland.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
No matter what life holds, we'll be there for you. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And we're back here at halftime. Some stats for you. Sandpoint up on Lakeland 17-7 here in Rathdrum. And what was a interesting first half. It started all Lakeland to kind of start things off and then traded turnovers. And then it was all Sandpoint to end the half.
Yeah. Great half there from Sandpoint. You know, after that first drive getting punched in the mouth, they took it. And since then, they've been pedal to the metal here in this first half.
Yeah, so stats from the first half of play. Lakeland, let's see, we've got 12 carries, 73 yards from Cornish, and 6 carries, 13 yards out of Calder, 2 carries, 5 yards from Lautzenheiser, and a touchdown on a 1-yard keeper, which is the only Lakeland touchdown so far in the game. Burcham with 2 carries for 6 yards, and Lautzenheiser is 1 of 6 passing for 7 yards. The one reception was to Riley for 7 yards. So Sandpoint, different story on the stat sheet. 4 carries, 21 yards from Brewster. Pettit on the ground has 6 carries, 43 yards. And we've got Benefield had the 1 carry for 18 yards. Hughes 14 yards on 4 carries. I mean, they're spreading the love here as you got Max Frank 1 carry, 1 yard. And then Garcia had the 1 carry for 9 yards. But the story of the ballgame, Parker Pettit is 4 of 5 for 104 yards and a touchdown. The 60-yarder to Max Frank, who's got 3 receptions for 83 yards in the ball game so far. Who was our player of the game last week, but Parker Pettit's off to a good start here in this one.
Yeah, no doubt. And we talked about at the beginning is Sandpoint's going to give the ball to a number of players. They're going to spread the love. Everyone's going to get a touch. Everyone's going to run the rock. And I'm going to bring up a point that I brought up earlier in the game. That turnover Lakeland had, the play right after, they did a play-action pass, had Hunt and Hegblum sitting in the back of the end zone.
Yep.
And was overthrown. Right, that's a 14-0. And then they got a blocked field goal that swings to 7-3, and then they get a stop. And ever since then, it's been all Bulldogs. And the game of football is a thing of momentum, and we've seen the momentum change with that blocked field goal. So huge stop there from Sandpoint, and they, like I said, they took that first punch, and ever since they've been pedal to the metal, and they've ran with it here so far.
Yeah, and it's been we said it was kind of going to be one in the trenches a little bit, and we've seen Sandpoint's defense kind of answer the task. Obviously, Lakeland did lose Cornish for a drive and a half. Cornish does have 73 yards rushing in the game, but since he's come back, he hasn't really been a factor, and their running game has just kind of disappeared. So they're going to have to get something offensively switched around. So it eerily looks like the Coeur d'Alene game.
Yep.
All over again a little bit from Lakeland.
Yeah.
Offensively, but we'll see if they can pull things together here in the second half. But, what were you seeing offensively out of Sandpoint? Because, we know very efficient, 4 of 5 for 104 yards and a TD. They limited the offensive turnover. They did have the one turnover on special teams, but, obviously, luckily didn't turn into any points. But, offensively, what are you going to change if you're Coach Knowles?
I'm not changing anything, right? I'm coming in with my game plan. His game plan was, hey, we're going to establish my run game. We're going to establish the run game, and we're going to let Parker Pettit make decisions. And so far, their best play has been a very simple read option.
Yep.
And Parker Pettit's and their running backs have 8 off it. They all have a ton of yards coming off a basic read option. And then the nice part is when you get a run game that's going, you have a quarterback that's very good at throwing the football. And they've been able to execute off their run game with a couple play-action passes and the seams. So if I'm Knowles, hey, I'm coming out of this locker room and saying, hey, you guys want to end this game? You want to take the life out of the stadium, out of the Lakeland Hawks football team? We're going to take a shot early right down the seam with that one high safety, let Parker Pettit, and kind of give them a gut punch right out of halftime. If that's what I would do if I'm Coach Knowles on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they've got the ball coming out of half. Some scores from around the state. Eagle up on Mountain View, 28-19. Highland losing to Rigby, 42-28. That's in the fourth quarter play. Meridian up by 1 on Rocky Mountain in the third quarter, 7-6. That's a tight ball game with two really, really good teams down there. Middleton all over Capital, 42-7. Skyview up on Nampa by 1, 14-13. Cuna up on Owyhee, 10-7. Some interesting scores. Obviously, no score down the road. Haven't found a Post Falls Lewiston score yet. Bishop Kelly all over Emmett right now, 29-13. That's in the third quarter. No score. Blackfoot's from Skyline. Twin Falls up 14-12 on Burley. Century all over Preston, 24-7. Bonneville beating Hillcrest right now, 14-13. That's a tight ball game at Thunder Stadium. Shelley all over, that's actually a final now. Shelley defeats Idaho Falls 28-7. Just some of the scores that we've had for 4A around here in the state of Idaho. And, we had some big games, obviously, this week. And then we go back to that Lewiston Post Falls game. I haven't seen a score come out of that one yet. But some big implications in 5A between those two teams, because obviously you get the 2 automatic bids and the third at-large bid coming from possibly the north if Sandpoint can run the table and maybe get a victory between the Lewiston and Coeur d'Alene games. But an interesting way the playoffs kind of shake up here up north.
Yeah, very interesting. And this one's, I think, is still going to be interesting, but I think the key is Lakeland has to get a stop, right? They don't have an offense that's quick enough, I should say, has the tempo to score a ton of points in a short amount of time. That's going to be huge here. I'm really interested in what's going on down the road.
Yeah. So talking about flipping the score, Nampa goes up on Skyview 27-20. That's in the fourth quarter of play. Final also from down south is Homedale beats the defending state champion Weiser down there. So that's a big victory for the Trojans of Homedale, a team that Sandpoint beat 3 weeks ago. Get a huge win over the defending state champs. In Kellogg, they're taking on Bonners Ferry tonight. Guess what that score is right now? Goose eggs.
Wow.
0-0 at the half between those two schools. So a big battle. Obviously, used to be IML opponents in the 3A ranks. Now Kellogg went down to 2A. Bonners Ferry is a very, very quiet, undefeated team right now. And they're playing a close ball game against Kellogg right now. No score, 0-0 down there. Snake River beat Marsh Valley 22-14. This is in 3A. South Fremont gets to win 21-20 over Teton. That's a big win for them. And then Homedale, obviously, the final 21-7 over Weiser. There's some interesting D1 games coming up this weekend, too. I haven't even got through all the scores around the area. West Jefferson beats Ryrie 19-12. This is all found on our Friday night flash here on IdahoSports.com. Carey up on Glens Ferry, final 62-14. In that ball game, Genesee and Logos don't have a score report from them. Kamei taking on Troy tonight. That's at Kamei Prairie, taking on Lapway. That's down the road. And just a whole lot of big games. Notice all over Idaho City, 74-0 in that ball game. And then 1A D2. I was hoping to find a score from up the road in Clark Fork because they're taking on Wallace tonight. Mullen. Don't have a score from that game yet. Dietrich all over Castleford 26-12. And Garden Valley is up on Horseshoe Bend 38-12 in that one. No score from Lakeside and Wallace. That's up by 90. Just the foot of the lookout pass there. So no score from that game as well. So that's your halftime score here in Lakeland, 17-7. They're up on the Hawks. Sandpoint is. As we are waiting the end of halftime, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more and the second half of play here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it, how to dream big, and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
And we're back here waiting the second half of play. Both teams coming out of the locker room. Sandpoint with the 10-point lead, 17-7 on Lakeland Hawks here on senior night. And, second half adjustments. Obviously, Lakeland's got to get something going offensively. Started out really well on offense and just ran into an absolute brick wall. And I don't think it's Lakeland's fault as much as it's Sandpoint just playing so dang stout up front. Their linebacking core is all over the place. And you got to have probably close to double-digit tackles out of their middle linebacker, Wes Benefield. He's been all over the field so far in this one.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big first drive here. Sandpoint gets the ball, right? It's going to be a big first drive. Like I said, if you're Knowles, come out and take a shot,
So a score from down the road, halftime in Post Falls. Lewiston up 21-14. Just a 7-point game over Post Falls right now in that 5A battle. Just down Highway 41 in Post Falls. So good ball game down the road, but we got a dandy of a ball game here and still another half to go. As I interrupted you, I apologize.
No, you're all good. Yeah, but like I was saying, if you're Knowles, come out, take a shot. If you're Lakeland, must stop, right?
Yep.
At this point of the game at 17-7, you're going to have to see a must stop here out of the Hawks. You don't get a stop, you're pushing a lead that I don't know if the Hawks can regroup and come from. And we haven't seen them slow down this Bulldog offense. They've been able to do whatever they want, whether it's in the pass game, very efficient, 4 of 5. The run game, Parker Pettit with 43 and a plethora of other running backs, doing their thing. If you're the Hawks, this is your time. Like, you have to come out and show up. If you want to take the league title away from a Bulldog team, this is the half, this is the drive where you have to show that you're a contender this year.
Yeah, so coming out of the halftime, you look at Lakeland, what they got to do. They're not a passing team. They have not been at any point, showing any signs of it at this point in the season either. So they're going to have to get creative as far as in the running game or getting something to mimic the passing attack. But, to get back in this one, if they're going to get into a shootout, you got to at least get a stop here on defense to give your offense a chance to equalize, and then, maybe play back and forth ball down the stretch and see if you can end up with the last possession.
Hey, that's what we came here, what we thought we were going to get. So far hasn't been the case, but I think we're in for a good second half. And one thing I'm going to go back to is what you brought up. Who's going to get that turnover this half?
Yep.
A turnover could be big. And we've seen Sandpoint kill themselves on their last drive with penalties. Penalties and turnovers, I think, could really turn this game around for either team. If you're Lakeland, you're going to want to try to get a turnover here early. If you're the Bulldogs, stay away from the penalties and keep your offense ahead of the chains. It's worked all night for you here so far.
Yeah, so Sandpoint will get the ball to start the second half of play. And Lakeland is going to be, I won't say with their back against the wall, but we talked about this coming into the game. It is pretty much technically the league championship game, as Moscow's statistically out of the mix as far as making playoffs this year with their max preps rating. But they could play spoiler. You never know what happens with the Bears and the weird games down in Moscow, as those always seem to happen. And a spirited Bears team, I would say, after obviously the events that happened last week with the loss of their athletic director, Lance Abendroth. We talked about it a little bit on the podcast this week, but just a great dude, a great guy, great family man as well. But, he's somebody that's going to be greatly missed, I know, around this conference, but also around the state, because he I don't think anybody really left a conversation with the guy that regretted having a talk with him. He's just a great dude and somebody that's very personable, and it's a huge loss in the sports community and just in the community in general here in North Idaho.
Yeah, could bring a spark to that Bears team.
So, as we get ready to kick off and start things here in the second half, a ton of sports going on. We got district soccer going on tomorrow. There's a bunch of stuff going on here in the area. You got cross country as well. So
state golf
going on this weekend as well. So head over to IdahoSports.com for all your information as we get this thing teed up and ready to fly. As Forsman boots it 6 yards deep into the end zone for a touchback. And Sandpoint's going to start on the 20-yard line here on offense.
Huge first drive for both teams here. If you're Sandpoint, you can really take control of the ball game. If you're Lakeland, you're coming for a stop. You really want to get after it this drive. Yeah, so, does
Sandpoint smell the blood in the water? Are they going to take another deep shot here? Maybe on first down, try to go upfield and catch, some tight legs a little bit coming out of half, maybe flat-footed, and see if they can get something deep here. So Pettit's going to be in the pistol. Waiting the snap motion, man's Garcia coming across. He's going to hand off. Brewster's going to have it. He jukes the man right out of his shoes. Thomas Calder. That's the most impressive 2-yard run I've seen or 3-yard run I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, great move there. It looked like he was going to be bottled up for a gain of none, but makes a great move and gets a gain there to keep him ahead of the chains here early.
And broke the ankles of the defender there. So Pettit in the pistol. He's going to drop back, roll to his right, looking to pass here on second down. He's still looking, still surveying. He's got a man. He reverse pivots Russell Wilson style, but the good Russell Wilson back the other direction, scrambles across the 30, 35 out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Huge gain there on the scramble from Parker Pettit.
And there he is. He's been great all night, and like I said, we watched him, and he's so calm. Right, he rolled out. Most quarterbacks at this level don't just reverse field. They're going to throw it away. But there was no one back home for Lakeland, and he reverse fields and picks up a huge gain, moves the chains for him.
So big gain there on second down on the scramble. Brings up first down at 10 from the 38-yard line. Calling 19 on the play. He's going to call his own number again and run straight ahead right into the teeth of the Lakeland defense for a gain of 2.
We see a little halftime adjustment here from Lakeland. It looks like Cornish is going to be the spy on Pettit for the rest of the night. That looks like who's going to be the spy. He spied him there, and made a great tackle there on Parker Pettit.
He's opposite the tight end there, so obviously reading that read option. Pettit goes under center now, wing T. He's going to hand off Brewster straight ahead through a couple defenders, and he's going to be tackled across the midfield to Lakeland territory at the 49-yard line. First down and a gain of 10 on the play.
I'll tell you what, I mean, as much as you're bringing a spy, it's not mattering because right now the Sandpoint Bulldogs are blowing the Lakeland Hawks back. And there's that adjustment. We see Preston Jeffs now in the middle here for the Lakeland Hawks.
Handoff inside to Benefield, who's met by guess who? Preston Jeffs, who checked into the ball game, in on the play. That's a gain of 3. Nice, tough run of 3 yards from Benefield.
I was honestly surprised not to see that earlier here from Lakeland and putting Preston Jeffs. I know you want to preserve some of his energy on the offensive side, but this is a game where you're going to need him to play both sides, and we see a big factor right there on the first play he's in.
Yep, so second down. 7 yards to go here. Is turnaround handoff. Max Frank going to stretch it out to the right side. And he's going to be met for no gain on the play. That's his second carry of the ball game, and he's only got 1 yard.
Yeah, I mean, haven't seen him get the ball much like we did see him last week, but the Sandpoint has so many weapons. But great play there from the Lakeland defense not to get lulled by the inside run and was ready for the outside sweep there from Max Franks.
So third down and long, 3rd and 7. Pettit in the pistol. 2 receivers to each side. He's going to take the snap, drop back, throws over to the right side, finds a man. And that's Vandenberg on the reception, just across the sticks for a gain of 7 and a first down.
Yeah, and there it is, you know. The run game's been working. You lull him to sleep, and you get a nice little good throw there from Parker Pettit, moves the chain, and this drive is continuing here for the Bulldogs.
So Pettit in the shotgun this time. First down to 10. He's going to drop back and look to pass. He's going to tuck it. He's got, man, in his face. He looked sacked dead to rights, and he pulls it. He's scrambling back the other direction, causing all sorts of men to miss, and finally brought down. Nice scramble there, gain of 7 yards for Parker Pettit the hard way.
And he's the real deal, folks. We talked about it at the beginning, and you're seeing it here. I mean, a broken play that should be sacked, should be lost. No, he's going to find a way to gain some yards and brings up 2nd and short here for a Bulldogs offense that has not been slowed down all night.
So back under center's Pettit now, wing T formation. Frank going to motion across. He's going to take it on the stretch over to the right side. He's got the first down and then some. He busts the tackle, dodges another one across the 10. The 15 to the 10, and he'll be down inside the 10, so that'll bring up first down and goal.
And we are seeing a Sandpoint team who is absolutely gashing the Hawks here. They're running whatever they want at will, and nothing is being stopped. And that's really hard for a defensive coordinator, but on the opposite end, really easy for offensive coordinator. You call whatever you want.
So gain to 21 on the play. 7:47 left here in the third quarter. Pettit in the pistol. Vandenberg going to be in motion to the up back position. So maybe see power here. Handoff to Hughes straight ahead. Dodges off one defender and brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
If you're Lakeland, you're playing to hold them to a field goal, right? You can't let them have a touchdown here.
Absolutely not. Yep.
If you hold them to a field goal, you're still within a 2-possession game. You can't let it get into a 3-possession game with a predominantly heavy run offense here from the Hawks.
So under center's Pettit, he's going to turn around, handoff, Benefield straight ahead across the 5 towards the end zone. Goal line, touchdown, Sandpoint. Just what you said you didn't want to have happen, and the Sandpoint gets 6 here.
And if you look, they take 5 minutes off the clock, right?
Yep.
An offense that can score fast or take their time and really control the ball. They control the clock here, and that's what they're going to try to do this whole second half, as they know Lakeland does not have an offense that's going to go drive down the field and score in 30 seconds.
So 5 minutes and 80 yards for the touchdown. The 9-yard touchdown run from Wes Benefield. And the PAT is good. So 24-7 Sandpoint with the lead.
And it is do or die time, as I like to say here for the Lakeland. If you don't go down and punch in a touchdown, this game's going to get, I'm not going to say out of reach yet because I've seen crazier things happen, but if you can't go punch down some points on this drive, it could get out of hand very quickly for them.
We saw it happen, and they did it to Lake City last week. Lake City played tough, but just couldn't, get points on every possession, and they just go down the field, and, man, all Sandpoint does is score.
I'll tell you what, I watched this Sandpoint team play Coeur d'Alene earlier in the year, and they did not look how they are now. This team is coming around here late in the season, and they're starting to click on all cylinders. It's a very scary team to watch. Interested to see what Lakeland has here on this next offensive drive as Calder and Cornish are back there, and see if they kick it to them, as they've had great returns all night.
A little bit different swagger to the Sandpoint team. Earlier it was like there's kind of weird coming off, a state championship game appearance last year. And really going into the season, we're like, well, do we have an identity? I don't know. I mean, it's like, yeah, you have Parker Pettit. You got some of the pieces back from last year. But, definitely finding their pace here as the kick is going to go to Calder. He's going to get it at the 7-yard line. He's across the 10 back on the other side. He's going to be swung down out of bounds. Long return for only a return of 4. The ball's going to be at the 15-yard line.
This is a huge drive here for Lakeland.
They're going to have to go 85.
Yeah, and their one downfall is they're such a heavy run offense, right? There's going to be a lot of time taken off this clock unless they show us a passing offense we haven't seen. So this is going to be huge.
Have we seen the big run yet from, Cornish? Is he going to be able to get one tonight? That's the question, too.
Yeah, is
he had one of 33 earlier. Can he get another one here?
Yeah, and is he 100% after that injury earlier in the game?
Yeah. So Lautzenheiser under center, first possession from the Hawks of the second half. And Cornish is going to get it on first down. He runs straight ahead, and he's going to be dropped for only a gain of 2.
One thing I would love to see from Lakeland here, you're down right now. The momentum is shifted to the Bulldogs. Take a play-action pass. They've been there all night. Have you executed yet? No. But you still got to take these shots in the game where you're down big right now.
Yep. So Calder is going to come out. Burcham in at fullback. Benson and Kunkler are the receivers at the top of the field. Handoff, Cornish spins his way to the 20-yard line and dropped. Gain of 2.
Almost fumbled there. Sandpoint defense is hitting out the ball, and he almost got a takeaway there. That could have been catastrophe for the Lakeland Hawks.
So 3rd down and 5.
This is do or die here for the Hawks. If you don't get it here.
The question is in the playbook, do you have a trick play? I mean, do you really have something that you can pull the ace up your sleeve, Maybe a little trickeration. You got to do something here. Is Benson in motion across the formation. Play action pass. It's there. Lautzenheiser lets it go. He's got Calder in stride across the 40 to the 45 and down at the 47-yard line. There it was. A gain of 27.
There it is, and I've been calling for it all game. You want to win this game, you're going to have to put the ball in your quarterback's hands. This Sandpoint's defense, ever since that first drive, has really slowed down the run game. You're going to have to throw to open up those running lanes for your dominant running backs, and there it was right there.
It's there. It's been there all night, too. It just haven't had the completion to happen. So 2 receivers to the near sideline. That's Benson and Forsman. Handoff. Cornish goes ahead. Across the 50, midfield into Sandpoint territory, down to the 48.
Good drive being put together here by the Hawks. That play-action pass really got this drive going.
It's a gain of 4.
Yeah, and when you put that play-action pass and you get that big gain, it puts a little bit of doubt in that Bulldog defense. Hey, are they going to throw the ball? Which allows Cornish and Calder to get after it in those holes.
Well, the difference is, too, instead of making your first jump towards the line of scrimmage like you normally would, sometimes you start second-guessing yourself, and your first step is to drop. If you're a linebacker, is handoff Cornish across the right side through a couple defenders. He's got the corner and the edge, across the 45 to the 40 and out of bounds. Nice gain there from Cornish and a gain of 10.
Good run there. Sandpoint had him dead to the right in the backfield, makes a cut to the outside and put on the afterburners, and he can fly. Great run there. Another first down, and they're moving fairly quickly down the field here.
Yeah, 4:24 as the clock stops on the first down. 3rd quarter play. Lakeland, if there's ever a drive you have to score, this is it.
And so far, they've answered the call. I mean, they've drove a long ways from the 15-yard line already. They've answered the call here so far.
So Cornish in the backfield, dotting the I. Lautzenheiser under center, handoff, Cornish ahead. Through a couple defenders, nice little alley there over the right side. And a gain of 7 yards on first down.
And here's what we've seen in that first drive, right? Now Calder, Cornish, they're getting going. They're gaining 5-6 yards. Now they can stick with that run game. And it all opened up with that play-action pass, and that they completed it early in the drive. It's opened up the run game here.
You only have to complete it. I mean, 6 times a game. Let's just say it's enough to keep the defense honest.
No doubt, especially when you gash them for 30 on one as well.
Lautzenheiser under center. Benson in motion. Play action here. Benson's open and across the middle. Lautzenheiser going to throw it. He scrambles, and he's going to be run out of bounds. And a loss of a yard on the play.
And there we've seen the thing with Kaysen is he holds the ball a little too long. Like you said, he had Benson going across there. Just held it on for a fraction too long, and that Sandpoint rush got there and brought him down for a loss. Big third down here for Lakeland.
So 3rd down and 5. Benson checks out, heads to the sideline. Kunkler is in. He's a single receiver wide to the left. He is like on the Sandpoint sideline. Burcham in motion. And a fumble on the ball. Ball's on the ground. Lautzenheiser luckily picks it back up, but absolutely just takes a shot. And he's dropped for a loss of 6.
Wow, and that's a drive killer, right? I mean, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 there.
Almost in field goal range.
Yeah, and now look. 4th down, you're in 4-down territory in this game.
Yeah, 4th and 11 now.
And you lose the surprise factor. Sandpoint knows you're throwing the football here. And I know Sandpoint, they're probably bringing the pressure. They've seen it. They've gotten back there, not giving Case. When you give Case in time, he's going to deliver a ball.
So Kunkler and Smith are spread wide to the left. Calder in the slot to the left. Little quick double pass. Here it is. Pass down the sideline. Has his man intercepted. Sandpoint coming back the other way across the 40 and tackled the 40-yard line.
There it was.
Ambrose on the interception, or Ambridge on the interception. Sorry, go ahead.
There it was. You said it. Hey, what trick do you have up your sleeve if you're Lakeland? What's the trick play? They ran it, fooled no one on the Sandpoint Bulldogs. That corner was there, pick. And if you're Lakeland, you're sitting in dangerous territory. I wouldn't be surprised here to see Knowles come out and take a shot.
Yep. You got Sandpoint 24-7 with 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Ambridge with the interception. Didn't put enough air under it. He had his man. He just didn't put enough air under it. It was Ambridge underneath that play. So Pettit in the pistol. Dropping back. He's going to keep it straight ahead. He picks up about 10, 11, 12 on the carry. He is just so dang elusive.
And he's very good with his reads. Once he makes his read, he is hitting the hole hard, not giving a chance for the Lakeland defense to regroup after running with running back. He hits the hole so fast. If there's no one spying him, he's gone.
I've been trying to find like a college quarterback I would compare him to. I mean, like, I watched a lot of Eastern. If you like watched Berrier, he reminds me a lot of Eric Berrier, the quarterback they had last year. Obviously without the off-field issues, but Johnny Manziel.
He reminds me a lot of the Wake Forest quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Very efficient on his reads, very dangerous with the legs, and delivers a beautiful ball.
So Pettit going to drop back. He's going to pass. He put some air under. He got a tight spiral down the sideline intended for his man. Got held up in coverage. And that was Elliott in coverage there by Lakeland. That was a nice job on defense there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been able to see. Have you ever seen that Wake Forest offense?
A little bit.
Oh my, he holds the ball at the mesh until the very last second. It's a crazy offense to watch, but Parker Pettit reminds me of him just off his reads. You know, he's very efficient, knows what to look for in a defense, and when he wants to go with what he wants to, it's been working all night here for the Bulldogs.
So Pettit now under center, hands off straight ahead. And that was Benefield for a gain of 2.
Huge third down here if you're Lakeland. You need to stop. We're seeing the time kind of tick down here. in the third quarter, and it's a 17-point game where they were driving. You have to get a stop here.
You know, we talked about the max preps ratings, right? 20-point wins mean something, huh? You're looking at right here. It's a 17-point game. Sandpoint with the ball. Pettit in the shotgun. He's going to droll to his left, throws back to his right, sails it out of bounds, intended for Max Frank.
They went with a little trickery of their own. Tried to go with the throwback there to Max Franks, but it wasn't there at all. Great defense there, fourth down. Seeing the punt unit come on, and there's the stop you needed for Lakeland.
Yeah, so Lakeland gets a stop on defense. First punt.
Yeah, first punt. First stop for the Lakeland defense.
Actually, I think it's the second punt.
Is it?
Yeah, because they got pinned way deep at the 6, and they had the penalty on that play. So
That
second punt of the night for the
yep.
Bulldogs. Ooh, that was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Not a good punt. That might have a net yardage of 1, maybe 2 on the play.
And huge. We've seen a block kick from Sandpoint earlier in the game, and Lakeland returning the favor here on the block punt. Gives them good field possession and leaves them with a chance. Leaves them kind of hanging in the game. They're not out of it yet, but they got to get something going here.
So first down at 10, Lakeland will have the ball at the 44-yard line.
Love to see play action right off the bat here.
40 seconds to play. In the third quarter, it's tossed back, goes to corner. She's looking maybe a double pass here. There it is. He lets it go and throws it out of bounds. He was looking for Benson on the trick play. And Jack Zimmerman there to meet Cornish in the backfield. Didn't let him throw it cleanly.
And if you're a fan at home watching this, when you see an offensive coordinator, he is digging in the back of his playbook right now to provide any type of spark to this offense that's sputtered since their first drive. And so far, these trick plays haven't worked. Sandpoint's been ready. And
Lakeland had a decent drive going last time they had the ball and then threw the interception on the trick play.
Yeah, and that fumbled exchange there was huge in that last drive.
Yep, that was a drive killer for sure. Second down at 10 now. The incompletion from Cornish, who enters the playbook as a passer. And running straight ahead is Calder for a gain of 4.
Possibly could be the last play, depending on how fast they can get their play here in the huddle.
So 3 different passers in the game for a Lakeland Hawks. I don't know if we've seen that this year.
3 different passers, yeah, that's and not a very high completion rate between all 3 of them.
No, there's been 3 passers and 2 completions in the ballgame. So third down and long, and that's going to be the last play of the first half as the quarter ends. Or sorry, the third quarter. First half, I'm sorry, I'm stuck at halftime still. So 24-7 as we enter our final stanza of play here at Lakeland. Sandpoint's got the lead over the Lakeland Hawks. We'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're back here to start the fourth quarter play. I realized I hadn't changed the scoreboard yet, or reverted back. I don't know what happened there. 24-7, Sandpoint's got the lead.
And we're going to see what Coach dials up coming out of here after the quarter. This is do or die for Lakeland. It's a must score. I've said it. Everyone who's watched the game knows this is a must score.
They're going to have to get an onside kick.
I agree.
If they score. I mean, we're at that point. So third down and 2.
Yeah, it's a 3-possession game. That touchdown Sandpoint got right out of the half was huge.
So I think we're trying to reset the chains here. They got switched up on the flip. I don't know what's going on here. Third and down, and should be 3rd and 6. So Lautzenheiser's going to be under center. I formation behind him. Turnaround handoff. Cornish goes straight ahead through the hole. Across the midfield to the 40. He was down. Ball's on the field, but he had to have been down for a good second before that came out. But I don't know. Are they going to give Sandpoint the ball here?
He was definitely down, in my opinion.
He was down for a good second.
I have that in high D.
We had that in HD right here on IdahoSports.com. They are giving Sandpoint the football.
Wow, and that's a bad call there from.
Yeah, we're not going to criticize the officials, but that is a questionable fumble right there.
Yeah. He definitely looked down to me for at least a second before that ball popped out.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it clear as day, but you celebrate it, sometimes you get it. So the 4-yard carry and the fumble.
And
it'll be Sandpoint football at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you didn't want if you're Lakeland. You needed a touchdown there, and you turn the ball over. Killer. That's killer. 2 drive killers there for Lakeland in this second half.
Pettit the pistol, motion man's Garcia. He's going to hand it off straight ahead. Benefield runs about 3 yards and goes down like a cut tree.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a Lakeland team that's killed themselves twice on their second half drives. They were moving the football.
Yeah.
A missed exchange, and then we're going to say questionable fumble, but still.
In the record book, it's a fumble.
Exactly.
So it's still a turnover.
You always hold on to the ball. You never leave it up to the officials.
It's hard enough playing 11 from the other team. You don't want to play the other 4 or 5, depending on which crew you got.
No doubt, done that many times.
So snap goes back. Pettit's going to keep it going around the left side. Through a couple defenders. He's in loose down the middle of the field. Foot race down the left sideline. He's going to win it. Going for the touchdown, Parker Pettit. 53 yards and the touchdown from Parker Pettit. It's his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And that might be the dagger. That might be the nail in the coffin there.
30-7. That is, this is the best I've seen Sandpoint play since last year in the playoffs.
And what a time to come alive, right?
No kidding.
Hey, you want to play your best football?
Or the second half of that Lewiston game, they look pretty darn good too.
Yeah, you want to play your best football towards the end of the year, and that's what Sandpoint's doing.
Snap back, kick is up and good. 31-7. Sandpoint going up with 11 minutes to play.
Wow. And honestly, I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be a lot closer of a game, but hats off to Sandpoint here so far. They have played a dominant game. They've controlled line of scrimmage on both sides, and they haven't had to go outside their game plan.
No.
Nothing's been stopped. They've been able to run whatever they want, and they've executed. So hats off to Sandpoint Bulldogs here so far.
2 passes thrown in the second half.
And
yeah, I haven't had to.
And they took a big chunk of the third quarter out with their first drive, and they didn't have to this last drive because Parker Pettit showed us that man has wheels, and good luck when he's in open field.
So Parker Pettit for the 53-yard touchdown run. Just like that, off the Lakeland turnover, turns into points the other direction, and that is an absolute dagger.
Yeah.
I would say that is the nail. This game is very significantly out of reach, just based on the offensive performance tonight. Obviously, stranger things have happened as Sandpoint's going to kick it, puts his toe into it, and it's going to go finally to Cornish, who's going to return on the right side, tries to cut back up the right side to the 20 and out of bounds. Just doesn't have the same gear that we're used to seeing out of him after that injury in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think that injury's really bearing down on him. We've seen it. He hasn't been explosive through the hole like he usually is, not explosive on the kick returns, and that's hurt Lakeland, but they've also hurt themselves, right? They really have. We've seen a blocked field goal. Special teams are huge. We talk about that all the time. We see a fumbled exchange.
Interception.
And then we see another fumble, right? So when you go back and you put on this tape, Sandpoint played a flawless game.
Yeah.
But Lakeland, when you play a team as good as Sandpoint, you got to play your best performance, and tonight was not their best performance.
Yeah, there's still 10:57 left to play here as Forsman comes in off the sideline with the play. Just a little discombobulated are the Hawks. Stretch play to the left side. Cornish dancing in the hole. Gets the corner on the left side. He's coming down the sideline trying to get a second gear and gets brought out of bounds. Nice gain there. A gain of 18 on the carry.
Good run. Great first play there. And, yeah, Cornish, you can still, when he's going back to that huddle, he's hobbling. And
yep.
Shout out to him. He's giving his all tonight for his
senior
team.
night. Yeah, I mean, on senior night, your game against your biggest rival.
Yeah, he's leaving it all out here tonight. And
for sure.
so is everyone on the field. It's been a great game to watch.
Just hasn't gone the Hawks' way in this one. I mean, you kind of find sometimes this game against Sandpoint is just the Achilles heel. Dropping back to pass. Lautzenheiser guns it deep down the right side. He's got Benson in and out of the hands. He had him wide open down the right sideline.
What a ball.
That was a bomb.
I haven't seen a ball like that from Lakeland all season. I mean, he delivered it in the cookie basket. One that Benson's going to want back there. And
that was literally, that ball was thrown 51 yards in the air on a dime.
Could have been a huge change of events there. Could have brought him inside the 20. And what are we talking about?
That was a ball.
Yeah. Lakeland just has not been on the right end of the stick of those kind of plays tonight.
So maybe you come back to it on that one-on-one coverage down on that sideline with Benson. Fake the toss, inside handoff. And Calder goes straight ahead for a gain of 9.5, close to 10 yards. See if they give him. They're going to give the first down? He's close.
Nope, they're going to call it third, and nope, they're giving him the first.
They give him the sticks, so he got 10.5 on the carry.
Need a second camera there on that pass play. Need an alternate view. I wasn't ready for the 51-yard bomb there.
So Lautzenheiser under center. Two backs in the backfield. He's going to roll, looking for somebody. He's scrambling. He's going to run across the 50. He's going to tuck it, and he's going to take a shot from Owen Wimmer. But a nice gain on the scramble. Picks up 9 on the scramble.
Yeah, good decision there from Case, and just nothing was there. Took off, got a nice pickup. Earlier in the game, he's taking sacks. Glad to see that, when nothing was there, he made something out of nothing. Good play there from Kaysen.
Yep. So it'll bring up second down and 1. The world is your oyster. So motion man is Benson coming across the formation. Lautzenheiser's going to turn around and counter action to Calder, but no gain, maybe an inch.
What would be a nice play is a play action off that crisscross action they have. They ran it so much tonight. It's worked only a couple of times for them.
That corner sucking in. You could be able to run a little sluggo or like an out route right there, or a little wham.
Yeah. I would love to see a corner pattern out of them. I mean, there's a one high safety. Take your shot on the outside. We've seen Case, and he can deliver a ball.
So third down and 1. Lautzenheiser under center. Toss play. Cornish going down the left side. And he's got the first down, but a flag on the play. They might get a hold there on the left guard.
And that's going to hurt if it's a hold. Well, like you said, we might see that bomb play if it's a hold here. We might see that again.
Get your man one-on-one and just chuck it. I mean, he can throw it 50 now, so.
Yeah, what do you got to lose?
Take a shot at the end zone.
What do you have to lose?
They're going to wave the flag off.
So we got
a first down because a gain of 3 on the carry. Maybe they got a warm dinner waiting at home.
Yeah.
They want to keep this thing moving.
Keep that clock rolling, baby.
Like, no, we got that date for that game to be over before 9 o'clock. Let's keep this thing moving. So Benson, the single receiver high to the top of the screen. Two backs in the backfield. And they're going to pass on the slant intended for Benson. Benson looked like he was going to release on the vertical, and Lautzenheiser threw the slant. I like the slant and go right there with single coverage, too.
Yeah, and Lautenheiser, I don't know what and this is not what you want to see. You're seeing your senior quarterback
screaming at a sophomore wide receiver.
And that right there looked like it was just a slant that was thrown in the dirt. I don't know for sure, but that's not something you want to see here. That's kind of a discombobulation we haven't seen out of the Lakeland Hawks this year.
You know, when chips are stacked against you, what do? And you don't want to turn on yourself and beat yourself twice. Handoff, Cornish gets some tough yardage going straight ahead, picks up 6 on the carry, maybe 7.
Yeah, and out of your senior signal caller too. It's just, that's tough, right? That's the person that you look on to bring your team up in these situations, and we have no idea what went on there, but good for getting another play there from Lakeland. Big third down though here again.
Maybe he's trying to motivate his youngster, who knows, but Lautzenheiser turns around, hands it off again. Cornish straight ahead, picks up the first down, a gain of 4.
I'll tell you what, this Lakeland Hawk team, they needed it down, but they're never going to give up, and Cornish is going to run until the wheels fall off, and I don't know how much he has left in him. He's hobbling back to the...
Do they have a bye week next week? And then they play Moscow last week? I'm trying to remember. Because Moscow's got the bye this week.
I don't believe so. I believe
Sandpoint has the bye at the end. That's right.
I believe Lakeland plays Moscow.
Lakeland has... Sandpoint's got the bye the last week. Lakeland plays Moscow next 2 weeks. Slant intended for Riley, goes incomplete. Not that he wasn't open, he was just going to take a shot and heard those footsteps.
Yeah, and Lakeland's going to need that bye, no doubt. They got some banged up players. It'll be a good little rest for them coming in. And Sandpoint, they play Moscow next week, and then they get a bye, and then heading off to the playoffs.
Yep. Both these teams will be playoff bound. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's just how are things going to shake out in the Max Preps rankings is trying to figure out what other teams are doing statewide. So 2 backs in the backfield with Lautzenheiser. Motion man is Benson coming across the formation. He's going to fake the handoff, play action. Down the middle of the field, has 2 man open. Finds his receiver inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. That ball was completed to Kunkler. Nice looking passing play there. Kunkler with the reception. A gain of 18.
Yeah, and something I was calling for earlier in the game from Lakeland, something I feel like they should have exposed more tonight, and might be a hair too late for these calls to be coming in.
So Lautzenheiser back under center. Handoff, Cornish straight ahead, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, and Zimmerman on the tackle. Little gator roll on the tackle there.
Yeah, he's hobbling. I wonder if you're the Lakeland coach, do you take him out?
I mean, with a playoff run coming, I mean, you got a bye week next week. You could try to take him out. I know Cornish well enough. He's going to probably give a death stare to coach.
I mean, I agree. I played with Cornish, and yeah, I would say he's going to give a death stare, but you can't lose your player for the rest of the season either.
So Cornish is the back of the backfield. Turnaround handoff, goes straight ahead across the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornish. From 7 yards out for the touchdown.
I mean, what a great play there. Great blocking from Lakeland. Ends up in a touchdown. Here, 6:45 left. Like you said, we're going to see an onside kick here.
Yep, so we got a palindrome of a score right now, 13-31.
Gonna have to see an onside
kick.
Kind
of nerd out right now.
Yeah.
They're looking for a PAT here from Forsman.
You know, onside kicks are not, how do I like to put it?
Ball skips on the ground. Lautzenheiser picks it up and rolls out and throws into the end zone, incomplete. So no good on the PAT attempt. So incomplete there.
And it makes it a little bit tougher.
Yeah, so we stand at the palindrome, 31-13. Sandpoint with the lead. So 6:45 left to play here.
I've seen crazier things happen in high school football, but it all starts with this onside kick. This is going to be huge, and if you're Lakeland, you don't get this, you're going to see a very long, methodical drive out of the Sandpoint Bulldogs. They're going to hand it off, and they've honestly had no issues.
So if you're Lakeland, I mean, what do? Just like pick out which guy that you want to hit as hard as you can with a kick?
I'm
I mean,
I'm
or you
finding
could
my
maybe sky one up here, as you don't have many guys in the second level.
I'm kicking it at one guy and having my hardest hitter run after that guy and hopefully make a hit before he falls on it. You got to get a little bit of a skip on it.
It's got to go 10 yards.
Yeah, now I got to find the guy who's going to lay the boom.
But there is room behind that second level. If you're looking at that, there is some room around the 40-yard line. You might be able to sky one up and run under it, but Forsman puts his toe into it and puts it into the end zone. That's something I'd...
All right. I was surprised there off the deep kick. I honestly, if you were going to do that, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get Forsman to, like pin it, before it goes to a touchback and make that returner, but just boost it out of the back of the end zone. And
I thought about maybe just skying one there. You had nobody in the center of the field. Maybe you'd get a chance to get a guy run under it, but
yeah. But even if you try to pin him deep, like Owen has a great leg. I'm pretty sure he's pretty pinpoint accurate. Try to get it to drop inside that 10, make that returner get back in there, and maybe pin him deep.
So a wing T formation. Pettit's going to be under center here. He's going to turn around and hand it off straight ahead, running hard. And through the second level, where did that come from? He just kept chugging forward. That was Max Frank on the carry. He picks up 11.
Great run there.
Just disappeared.
Yeah, thought he was down. I even thought he was down on the camera, and all of a sudden he busts out and he gains another 5 and first down for the Sandpoint here.
So ball at the 31-yard line of the Bulldogs. Sandpoint back in the wing T again. Trying to chew some clock here. 6:27 and counting. Motion man's Garcia gets a handoff coming around the right side. Through one defender, brought down by Calder after a nice gain there on first down. Picks up 8.
And we've seen this countless times tonight. The Sandpoint Bulldogs have had their way. Whatever they want to run, whether it's the pass, and they haven't had to go much the pass tonight because that run game has been so fluent for them here so far.
Only 8 attempts in the game, but
efficient
5 completions, yeah.
Very efficient. And they've came at the right times. Those pass plays have came at the exact right times here for the Bulldogs.
So Pettit back under center. Second down and 1. Frank in motion. Handoff Hughes straight ahead. Big hole. Physical run. And that's a nice carry there on second down. Bring up a first down. Picks up 8 yards.
We're seeing a Lakeland team that's starting to get gassed. They're winded. Life's kind of been taken out of them here. And Sandpoint's just going to continue to keep pounding on them, like you said, in max preps where you want to score a lot of points.
Yep. So Pettit back under center. Frank in motion. Turnaround handoff. Hughes ahead again. Nice run and physical carry. Picks up 7 on the carry.
Lakeland calling for a fumble there, but looks like they called him down.
I mean, we saw it go the other way.
Yeah. You never know. Hey, he lays that ball on the ground, pick it up, and start waving the other way. You might get it. You never know.
Start running.
Yeah.
So second down and short. Still in the wing T formation. Vandenberg, tight end on the left. Garcia at the slot, wing on the right. Frank and Hughes in the backfield. Turns around, hands off Hughes, straight ahead. Dodges a couple defenders, drags a man. Sorry, that was Levi Ballison on the carry. Picks up the first down, a gain of 4.
First carry for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there it is. Like we said, how many they got touched the ball tonight?
7 guys have touched the ball in the running game for the Bulldogs tonight.
I think they have number 10 who caught a pass. So
yeah.
Tons of guys are touching the ball here for the Sandpoint Bulldogs.
Captain Chaos. That dude's a walking bicep. Let's just be you ever see him. Turnaround handoff. Pettit goes to Max Frank. Hard run straight ahead. Physical carrier. The wide receiver / running back goes ahead for 8.
Yeah, you want to talk about a physical run. And usually you don't see those from wide receivers. That's his second one of this drive. And Max Franks, who had a ton of touches last week, has had limited touches, but has took advantage of the ones he's got tonight. And don't be shocked to see him make some waves in these next games here for the Bulldogs.
So one game left on the schedule for Sandpoint after this one. They're going to take on Moscow. Handoff again, straight ahead. Levi Ballison on the carry. It's like hitting the repeat button, 4 yards and a first down.
Yeah, they're just running this wing tee, and they're running 2 plays. They're going to give it either to Max Franks or they're going to give it to their main back, and just chipping away in this drive and chipping away at the time here.
Yep, so Hughes checks back in for Ballison. As Hinberg's going to go wide to the left now, so back into the pistol as Brewster checks in.
Parker Pettit pull here.
I'm thinking quarterback carry to the left. Little read option. He hands it off. Brewster stretch play to the left side of the zone. Nice read. Good blocking upfield. And Brewster with a huge carry down to the 11-yard line. Pickup of 19 on the carry.
And Sandpoint is definitely trying to score here.
They are.
And it's no fault to them with how the rankings go in the playoffs. Max Prep does go off points and how much you beat teams by. So
got to get 20-point win.
Yeah, and right now they're at 18, so they want to punch this one in.
Absolutely. So 2:30 and counting. Back of the pistol. Pettit with it. He's going to hand it off again. Brewster looking for the right side. Nothing doing. And he's going to be dropped for a loss of 1. Forsman on the tackle.
Looks like we got a timeout here from Lakeland.
I mean, yeah, with 2:15 left. You're holding your thigh pads a little bit there.
Yeah.
Maybe not a bad decision by coach. So 2:15 and counting.
Been a good game here tonight, and Sandpoint, they've just executed. I think that's what this game's came down to, is the execution. Lakeland's had their shots. They had a shot after that turnover. They didn't execute. They had a couple drives here in the second half. They didn't execute, and Sandpoint firing all cylinders.
So Post Falls was up 28-21. Lewiston goes down and scores. The PAT is blocked. Post Falls leads right now, 28-27 with 2 minutes left in the game.
What a ball game just down the road on 41.
Snap goes back. Pettit stretch play, hands off Garcia. He's looking for the edge, trying to find the corner. Can't get there. Gets maybe 1 on the carry. Nice defense there by Lakeland, stretching that play out.
Yeah, great defense there. What a ball game we got back there. Special teams. There it is. Special teams are special, and football is a game of inches. Famous words of Coach Anderson.
Of Lakeland fame. Many people know him, a great coach. He's a good dude, too. So 3rd down and long for Sandpoint. Pettit in the pistol. He's got Hughes in the backfield with him. 1-point ball game down in Post Falls. That's a great game. His handoff goes to Hughes straight ahead. Looks like he's going to be down the backfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. And a timeout. So no gain on the play.
Take the field goal here to get you a 20-point game.
Yeah. So like we said, the score down in Post Falls right now. Post Falls is up on Lewiston, 28-27 with 2 minutes left.
What a ball game down there, down the 41. Upset alert, maybe.
Maybe. That would be a big. Post Falls does that, man. It's like what they do is like they lose a weird game and then they come back. And they beat a couple of teams that they were probably not favored to beat, and we saw it last year. I mean, we had that dandy of a ball game when they played Coeur d'Alene, and beat Coeur d'Alene on homecoming at Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, one of my favorite coaches now is at Post Falls and Coach Edge. So
yeah,
wouldn't be lying saying if I had a little bit of rooting for the Trojans there tonight. But
and I'm a Clarkston High School grad. I can tell you right now, I'm rooting for the Trojans
because
the Bengal love doesn't go very deep.
Perfect. Trojans all the way, and they're keeping the offense on the field here.
Yeah, so snap goes back. Pettit, screenplay over on the left side. Nice play call there, dialing up to Brewster. Weaves his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Sandpoint.
Wow, what a play call, and
that's I mean, you talk about the right time to, how often do you see a screen inside the 15-yard line?
You don't, right? and if you're Lakeland, you're probably expecting another run, right? Just a run, and screen pass, great blocking there, and ends up leading to a touchdown, and definitely just puts the nail on this one, and Sandpoint's going to walk out of here victorious tonight.
So kick is up and good. So 38-13 with 1:21 left to play.
Making the score, Sandpoint Bulldogs 38, the Lakeland Hawks 13.
Man, so, this is the same Lakeland team that beat Post Falls.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's just,
it shows how crazy this northern Idaho football is. I mean, every one of these teams can win on any given night. It just depends on who comes out and plays. We've seen the Sandpoint team barely lose to Lewiston. Yeah, I mean, any one of these teams in 4A and 5A can come out and beat one another. And we've seen 2 close games between Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene, then Lakeland and Coeur d'Alene. It just depends on any given night. Any one of these teams can win.
It used to be just like Coeur d'Alene and then everybody else, right? Gone are those days. So 1:21 left to play. Sandpoint kicking it off here. 38-13 lead. As Lakeland gets the ball in the return. And the rugby scrum in a pile. That return was by number 28, Riley Sachs, who gets it to about the 23, 24?
Yeah.
Trying to see where he's at.
Let's see. Looks like the 20.
25?
No, maybe.
I gotta find where that side judge is.
Yeah, it looks like the 25, yeah.
Yeah, so.
See a couple shots here from Lakeland. Maybe see a 50-yard bomb again. You never know.
Never know, right? I can tell you what they're going to do. Probably roll up over each receiver in a cover 2.
And if you're Sandpoint, you don't want to allow a touchdown here. Try to keep your 20-point
they're
lead.
going to blitz. I guarantee you right here. So you get Vandenberg on the outside edge on that left offensive side. Lautzenheiser rolls back out and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Another incompletion. No fault of the quarterback. He's been putting it on the money tonight for the most part.
Yeah.
Just a lot of drops, man.
Yeah, he had that one overthrow, and ever since then, he's been on the money. That 51-yard pass in the breadbasket drop, play action pass, a couple of them dropped. And it's just been execution, If you're Lakeland, you go look at this film, and you're going to go back the next week and say, hey, we're fine.
You're going to find a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah.
That's just brutal honesty here.
Yeah, and you're going to say we're fine. We just missed a couple of plays here and there.
So dropping back to pass is Lautzenheiser. Throws it out to the right side to Riley. Sorry, to the offensive left side, who's still on his feet and takes a huge shot.
Yeah, he took a massive shot on that one. Got spun around and then took an absolute monster of a shot.
So 3rd down and 3, 46 seconds left to play. Handoff right up in the middle. Cornish across the 40, looking to get to midfield, and he's stopped. And goes down at the 45-yard line, maybe the 46. It's a first down, a pickup of 13.
And the only issue I could see, as us, we see missed opportunities. But for young players, and this Lakeland team is so young, what does this loss do to a team like that?
Yeah. You're going to have to recoup. You still got a game against Moscow. Lautzenheiser's going to drop back, roll to his left. He's trying to find somebody. He's going to carry it and run out of bounds. And picks up, we'll say, 6 on the scramble.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right, when you play so well throughout the season, and then you get this tough loss late in the season, where you've got the breaks off you. You got beat pretty bad, and they're young.
Yeah.
We talk about how many seniors they had, but they are starting a ton of young players that haven't been in this situation where they lose. I'm going to be very interested to see how Lakeland bounces back after that bye week.
Yep. See how they respond against Moscow, their last game of the year. So Lautzenheiser under center. Trips to his left. Something we haven't really seen. He's going to reverse pivot and roll, and he's got a naked bootleg out to the right side, incomplete. Looking for Calder. Clock stops and brings up third down.
And if you're Sandpoint, wow, momentum is on your side. They have kicked it up these last 2 games, specifically Lake City, with an offense that's been rolling and a defense that, we maybe thought might be one of their weaker links. Man, have they come out to prove us wrong in the last 2 weeks.
If I'm anybody statewide, I'm going to look at the Sandpoint team and be like, heck no, I don't want to play these guys in the playoffs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you see them in the bracket, and you're in for a ball game.
So under center's Lautzenheiser. He's going to drop back and let it loose. And nice one-handed grab. Threw it behind his receiver, and Kunkler catches it, and a beautiful catch.
Wow, they dropped the easy ones, but dang, did he make a catch on the hard one there.
Yeah, Kunkler, another 18-yard reception and a first down.
And we're going to egg this game on a little longer with the timeout here from Lakeland.
As they want to maybe try to get rid of that 20-point mark?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hey, when you're competing, you're competing, right?
There's no love lost between these 2 programs anyways, so why not let it play, huh?
Yeah, you're not going to gain any love between the 2 of them, so let's see that. Let's see a 40-yard bomb here from Case, and why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
2 shots at the end zone basically is what you got here.
So, first down at 10, fresh set of downs, ball at the 33-yard line with 11 seconds to play. Sorry, when I said 2 minutes left, it was 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Oh, man. Well, that's good. That means forever's watching. You can go over there and tune in to the next 10, 9,
you get the whole fourth quarter
of a game that's probably going to come down to the last couple seconds. We've seen it last year, and like you said, that Coeur d'Alene Post Falls game.
So coming out of the timeout, Lakeland first down at 10, ball to 33. See what they do here is they're going to expect a pass here from Lautzenheiser rolling out. He's got Benefield on his heels, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Benson. Takes a monster hit there as the ball goes incomplete with 5 seconds left to play.
Yeah, we're seeing a very depleted Lakeland team. They're all getting up hobbling, and Sandpoint is they're flying.
Graham Dunkel just absolutely took Benson to the woodshed on that hit.
They're flying. That Sandpoint's defense is still flying. They are playing with all sorts of energy, and like you said, this Sandpoint team is not one I want to see when we get into the 4A playoffs.
So about 5 seconds, so this will likely be the last play of the game. Sandpoint just showing blitz here. Pinning their ears back, see if they can get in the face of Lautzenheiser, who's got Benefield around his ankle and throws it out of bounds, and that's going to be the last play. And that is it. Sandpoint wins 38-13 over Lakeland on senior night. Sandpoint's going to likely win the IEL championship with that victory as well. Still, Moscow's got something to say about it, but we're going to come back in just a couple minutes with some final stats for you here on IdahoSports.com. Your final, Sandpoint 38, Lakeland 13. We'll be back here in 2 minutes.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still. So make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And we're back here from Lakeland, your final. Sandpoint over Lakeland 38-13. And it's time for some stats from tonight's game. Rushing for Lakeland. Cornish, 22 carries, 157 yards, and a touchdown. And then saw some, passing stats are out there. Really, only offensive in the passing game would have been Kunkler in the passing game, 2 receptions, 36 yards in the air for Lakeland. Let's talk about Sandpoint on the other hand. You look at Brewster on the ground. He had 8 carries, 52 yards. Benefield on the ground, 5 carries for 42 yards rushing and a touchdown. He was on the ground, had 31 on 8 carries, but let's talk about in the air receiving. Max Frank, 3 receptions for 83 yards and a touchdown. And Ari Vandenberg had 29 yards on 2 receptions. So we forgot to mention somebody. Why? Because this ridiculous stat line. So on the ground, Parker Pettit rushing 11 carries, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns. In the passing game, Parker Pettit, 6 of 9 passing, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions for the senior signal caller from Sandpoint. That is one heck of a ball game from him, and really saw him shine tonight in this game.
Yeah, no doubt. He did more than shine, and he was my X factor coming to the game, and he's my X factor every week here with Sandpoint. So if you're going to play the Sandpoint team, watch out for Parker Pettit. He's going to be there every week.
Yeah, so our IdahoSports.com player of the game, Parker Pettit, 11 carries, 136 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, 6 of 9 passing, 126 and 2 touchdowns in the air. That is your IdahoSports.com player of the game. For my partner in the booth here tonight, Brandon Fury, also on the camera. Thank you. I'm Ryan Skaggs. Thanks for joining us. We'll be with you next week. I believe, what do we have? Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls next week for our game. So we'll be with you for that one. So stay tuned for that. And if you're going elk hunting next weekend, good luck with that too. So for Brandon, I'm Ryan. Your final tonight, Sandpoint victorious, 38-13. This is a GameStreams production of IdahoSports.com. High school football in the state of Idaho. Sandpoint wins 38-13 over Lakeland. We'll see you next week.
This has been a presentation of Idaho